All right. Welcome back to the stream, everyone. So, we got a lot to do today. It is finally evening time, which, you know, we achieved by reading books over and over again, or rather, opening and closing the same book over and over again. But we're back, and we are ready to do this shit. We've got a lot to do, and hopefully, today we can get to Ruby. But we have 3 things we need to do before then. We need to get myself organized, attend Steban's meeting after 2200. We need to go talk to the smoker on the balcony, which is anytime after 2100, which is what it currently is. So that's the first thing we're gonna do. And then we need to confront the pigs and get our gun. This is also after 2200. Now, Everard told us between 2200 and 2 a.m. So I don't know how long this is gonna take. But considering this has like, I mean, both of these, I feel like I can get through both of these. If I have to pick and choose, I want to get my gun first. So here's the plan. We will go talk to the smoker on the balcony after 2100. I don't know where this leads, but he knows something. He might be able to shed some extra light on this murder, on if Ruby is actually the killer or not. We'll find out, I guess. Then we're going to go get my gun. And then if I have time and I'm still able to do the get yourself organized, we're going to do that. But regardless, when it comes to the next morning, we're going to go get Ruby. So let's get to it. Where's the first? Okay, so first things first. Smoker on the balcony. So I got to go up this way. Hey, Nani, how's it going? So here's the plan for today. We're going to go talk to the smoker on the balcony. We're going to go get our gun, and then depending on if the game still has time, the sea breeze carries more than salt. Meat, not rotten, not fresh, grilled. Grilled meat. If we still have time after getting our gun back, like the night doesn't end, then we're going to go ahead and do the communist meeting. Oh, hey, Swifty, it's been a hot minute since you've been in here. In engineering class, just like a regular engineering. That's cool. That's cool. Glad to have you in the stream for a minute. We're playing Disco Elysium. Some would say the greatest RPG ever made, and honestly, I'd agree. But you should definitely be focusing on your class, like what Nani is saying. I appreciate the viewership, but brother, school's important. It's important. All right, where the hell do I need to go? How do I get to the balcony again? I do not remember. It's been a hot second since we've been around here. Okay, door. All right, though maybe the door that says balcony above it. Whoa, there's more options. You hear distant traffic. Night is falling on the city. A maroon glow of light pollution rises from the east. That's a nice little hint that the rest of the world is not like Martinez, which of course we know from talking to other people, but yeah. All right.
Jean Marie, you found me.
I did. The young man on the balcony gives you a bright smile before taking another drag from his cigarette.
His slender figure is backlit by city lights, its distant streets and motorways flashing like diamonds.
Backlit? He's leaning against a wall. He can't be backlit from... Okay.
It feels like a Friday. He seems to be in a good mood tonight.
Isn't it Saturday? Isn't today Saturday in game? How do I check that again? The journal, maps. This is day 6. We started on Monday, so I think we're on... Please don't stream too long today or you won't get back to work. You'll blame me and take no accountability. You can multitask. We're planning on going another 4 hours today. It really depends on if we hit a good stopping point. Because I plan on, depending on how long these side quests take, when we get Ruby and we do like the Ruby quest thingy, that's going to be the last thing of the day. Unless it'll be the 4 hour point or the end of the Ruby task, whichever comes first, really. Because I do have things I need to do tonight, so I don't want to stream for too long, so we'll see. But the plan is somewhere around, it'll be the 3-4 hour mark. All right. All right. Got your hint, found the key right under the stone. He replies, smiling. As he looks at you, something sparkles in his eyes. So he did want to talk to us. That's why he hinted.
Are you here to make things right again?
Shit, I don't even remember like what the conversation was we had with him. But I mean, I guess. Honestly, I'm just trying not to screw anything up, which is true.
Beautiful.
He says again, a nearby street lamp casts shadows on his chin, drawing out slender cheekbones.
I have some good news for you. My Sunday friend is visiting me tonight. I told him about you and he'd like to say hello. Step in. He's already waiting.
He nods towards door number 28. By the way, I'm really digging the view here. Point to the city skyline.
Mm-hmm. That's why I chose this place.
He looks away.
Martinez is special, isn't it?
Yeah, it kind of is.
Suddenly you're digging things?
The lieutenant whispers to you, shaking his head. Yeah, I love digging things, Kim. Come on. Don't judge me. All right, but is it Friday tonight? It feels like Friday, which it's not. It's Saturday.
Yeah, it does feel like the end of the week.
I mean, it
Such
is.
gentle weather.
I was supposed to talk to these guys like way forever ago, but I didn't realize I could click on him from the ground. Whoops. Okay, why would I want to meet
Trust
your friend?
me, you do.
All right, very well, I'll talk to him, but first I want to talk to you. I have so many
That's
questions.
nice, but I don't have anything to tell you.
Oh.
It's my friend you're looking for, not me.
Are we gonna be? Is it gonna reveal that his Sunday friend is like some important figure
He
or
takes
something
another
in
drag
Revachol?
of his unfiltered cigarette and looks around. It's getting dark, and the neighboring windows have lit up, one by one. Downstairs, a cat crosses the yard, disappearing into the bush.
Can I take it? Can I have Harry adopt that?
Besides, I've got to run.
Gonna run?
He's going to leave you alone again. That's sad.
Damn.
Something tells you you're never going to talk to an individual this cool or mysterious ever again.
Hey, I talk to myself all the time, and I'm this cool and mysterious. The only thing that he's got over me is that he smokes. Sunday friend sounds like someone you only hang around infrequently. Yeah, it's. I guess we'll find out. It's a weird. I was thinking hookup. But I don't know. All right. Run
To the
where?
city. It's a beautiful night.
Oh, he's gonna go clubbing.
A man on high heels stumbles out of a basement club, music blasting over the entire district. It's chilly, and as the chemicals hit his nervous system, 1,000 shivers ripple through his body.
Oh, I really like shivers. I'm gonna have a lot of fun when I do my physique playthrough. I'm just gonna go down the list on my secondary playthroughs. I'm gonna do psyche, then physique, then motorics, and I'm very excited for all of them. All right, but only if you promise that we'll talk again.
Something flutters in the corner of the lieutenant's mouth as you're saying those
Just
words.
invite him to the rave in the church. If it gave me the option, I totally
We'll
would.
talk. Just not tonight. Take care, all right?
Ooh, 70 experience. Hell yeah. That's another skill point. So I was thinking,
And he's gone again. Looks like it's becoming a theme for him.
it's considering that we're about to be getting my gun back and there's probably going to be a fight, I think it'd be wise to put at least a point into endurance because that'll bring my health up by 1, and I feel like that's a good idea. So we're gonna go ahead and put a point into endurance, and then I want to put a point into hand-eye coordination because I'm gonna have my gun back, and I feel like this is gonna be important for having a gun. So we're gonna do that. I like how I went for the intellect build, and then I've put almost no points into the intellect thing. Like visual calculus has 1, conceptualization has 4 because of the extra XP I get from that, and then like 2 in rhetoric, 1 in encyclopedia, 2 in logic, and 1 in drama. And then like in psyche, I've got 4 points in suggestion. I have that maxed out, and I had to like force that. 4 points in perception, 3 points in hand-eye coordination. Like I have my psyche ones almost fully maxed out to where they can go. That's crazy. There we go. Now I've got 3 hit points. Okay. There's just something different about him that I can't put my finger
Different, of course.
on. He's such a good listener. I like talking
You
to
like
him.
talking to him.
Lieutenant squints his eyes, trying to hold back laughter. It made me feel special.
It made you feel special.
Yeah. Why the fuck was that bass boosted?
He's barely holding it together. It's all he can do to keep from bursting out in laughter.
Come on, Kim, just laugh. Laughter is good for
Come
the soul.
on, detective, let's go. We've got a potential witness to interview. His Sunday friend, remember?
He nods at the apartment door before you. All right, let's talk to this Sunday friend. Oh, there's like green bubbles everywhere. A quarterly business magazine. An empty ashtray. Each one of these gives me 1 XP. Oh, there's something under the bed there. Dishes soaked up in a pot. Governmental issues take me all over Revachol, you can see. Is this guy a governor or something? Flyers for underground parties. Dates for open letters at a local university. An exquisite canopy bed made of metal. Buckets of paint on a layer of old newspapers. Photo of the same apartment, dated year 01. Expensive men's perfume lingers in the air. Ooh. Ooh. What is this that I just found? Governor who has an affair on Sundays. Hey, I mean, maybe it's not an affair. Maybe he's not married. Oh my god. Oh my god. Slay. +1 drama, +1 electrochemistry. As opposed to empathy and hand-eye coordination. Oh my god. If I take it. That's so stupid. I want the armor back on. I actually like the juxtaposition of the armor. I'm keeping this. I'm keeping this shit. Alright, so what's this under the bed? What you got hiding under there? Oh, a Sumerian conical hat. Look at that. I can complete the look. Where's the hat? There we go. There we go. The true samurai. Reaction speed rhetoric. That is +1 logic, but it's -1 suggestion. And I don't know if I want to accept the -1 suggestion. Is that everything? That appears to be everything. All right, let's talk to this dude. Let's see what he's got to say.
You have acquired the robe. Keep it, officer. It looks good on you.
Huh. Okay, cool. It's my robe.
His hands are clean
Mine now.
and well manicured. This is a man who knows the importance of appearances.
Oh yeah, because I look good right now with the weird-ass ceramic armor underneath the robe.
My name is Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the coalition government.
Okay, so he is a
I
government
work
official.
for the Institute of Price Stabilité on assignment from Sur-la-Clé.
All right.
I heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good. Super. I am here to assist you in any way possible. Ask me about the hanging.
So if that were true, why didn't you seek me out? Okay. So he's a government official. He knew about the hanging, or he knows about the hanging. And considering he's a government official, he probably knows that the RCM is here. Why didn't he seek us out to help us out? Why did I have to seek him out?
No, first ask an innocuous personal question to get the interview off on the right foot.
That's a good point, suggestion.
Yeah, let's fuck with him. Who does he think he is? Assisting you?
Okay. So, before we go on, I absolutely have to inquire about this wonderful canopy. Before we get to that, tell me where you got this beautiful silk robe from. We'll get to that right after you tell me the story behind this. I want to know where you got the robe. I want to know where you got the robe.
Oh, we got it from an atelier in the East Delta Commerce Center. Personally, I think it's a little culturally insensitive, but the material is great. Sadly, the shop is now out of business.
Damn.
That's really all I can tell you about it.
He forms a little rooftop with his fingers. Cold air sweeps in from the balcony. What, I didn't close the door behind me?
What was that? You were supposed to fuck with him, not compliment the decor.
Well, I'm sorry, Half-Light. You didn't give me any options to fuck with him. Alright?
The
It's your
lieutenant
fault.
takes out his notebook and nods to you to proceed.
Okay. Let's see. Can you tell me about your friend?
Ah, my friend. My friend is
I wanna
a
know
good
about the
young
guy.
man. His family immigrated
Did
here
the
from
Angela
Canada,
Merkel
and
symbol?
life has
It's
not
called
been easy for
steepling
him.
your fingers. That's what
But
it
he
said he did.
understands
He
the
made a
importance of
rooftop with his
education.
fingers.
He has taken his
steeple.
future into his own hands, and that's all that matters.
What are my cats doing? Hey! Every so often, I just hear, like, rapid scraping of paws on a hardwood floor, and I'm like, what the fuck are they doing over there? They're probably just being silly. All right, what's Kedra?
Kedra is a candidate member of APIS.
Epis.
But
Epis.
between you and me, their potential
That's almost
membership
penis.
is a more contentious issue.
There's a triangle though, like that's awkward. That just feels awkward to do. Like this is natural. This is awkward.
That it's never going to happen. They entered negotiations in 21, and it's been pending ever since.
So is EPIS like NATO?
EPIS is a very special program developed by the Moral Intern to support certain Occidental nations. It began as a unified system
NATO.
of weights and measures,
It's NATO.
which
Okay.
proved to be a wild success. Nothing but kilograms and centimeters as far as the eye can see.
God, yes. Sweet standardization. The backbone of rationality and commerce.
It was such a wild success that we expanded it into an economic
wait, no,
union
it's the
for the
EU.
processing of steel. Another success. And between you and me, the Moral Intern feels emboldened by this success. Emboldened to take EPIS to the next level.
The next level. Yeah, what does the EPIS stand for?
Why, it stands for progress and stability,
No,
like the Moral
goddamn it.
Intern as a whole.
No, what does the fucking acronym stand for?
It's been such a wild, extraordinary success thus far. We are very excited to take it to the next level.
You're not even hearing me, are you?
A supranational political alliance. The United States of Occident.
No, that is the USO, not the EPIS. Fucking this guy, he talks like a yeah, I know, right? He's like dodging the questions. He's talking in circles.
You mean Revachol?
I'm not gonna like this guy. Am I?
No, it's going to have transparent democracy.
Is Revachol gonna be part of Penis?
It's one day going to be a candidate member of EPIS.
Okay, so it's like a combination of NATO and the EU.
Except that candidate members never become full members.
Or
do
no, what am I? The UN. The UN. The. How did I forget about the fucking United Nations? God damn it. Goddamn idiot. It's the UN. That's what the EPIS is.
No. Candidate members do become members. Why do we even have the whole system in place if they don't? It just takes time. Time and evaluation.
Yeah, but the time and evaluation, meaning that you can just decide that they don't become members if you don't want them to.
But we were talking about my friend here, not politics.
That is true. How did you two become friends?
How did any of us become friends? Bad things happening on the Insulindian Peninsula? Oil platforms ablaze in the night? Civil wars lasting for years? Finally, the international community is forced to step in.
That's not what I asked. He's describing how the coalition occupied Revachol.
One of the wonders of democracy is that everyone is allowed to have his own opinion. And not just allowed, encouraged even. Have you ever tried debate?
I don't want to fucking debate you.
There's a joke here, and you know what it is.
I do?
Come on, it's so juvenile. Besides, there's no way this man is going to get it. That's why it's good.
Yeah, I'm what they call a master baiter.
Oh, how wonderful. I've heard it's oodles of fun.
This game's so fucking stupid.
Not that I have time to take
Oh
up
my
new hobbies
god.
myself.
Yeah, man, I love debating. They call me the master baiter.
See? He didn't get it. Good job, Jokemeister.
Thanks, Volition.
The lieutenant lets out a long nasal sigh.
I'm pissing off Kim again. Alright, you still haven't told me who he is.
Sorry. Who?
The guy that we were just talking about!
But I told you, officer. He's a bright young man here to pursue his education. Education is the foundation of our future, especially the arts. It is a cornerstone of our civilization.
I hate this guy. I hate this guy. Can you please give me a straight answer? Fuck's sake. So all you can tell me about him is that he's here to study the
He's
arts.
deeply enmeshed in the study of the fine arts, yes.
It's called Master Chef, not Master Bait. I cannot do a British accent worth shit, but I feel like that was pretty decent.
As though you weren't envious enough.
I've watched
of the world
enough
as is.
Kitchen Nightmares to know. Hey, Probate, you were about to ask how I'm liking this guy. This guy's already driving me up the fucking wall. Oh my god.
He's a truly
Which
free
arts?
spirit.
Hi, Tabs.
He likes all the arts.
Yeah?
Perhaps graphic design, printmaking,
Maybe.
who knows? The world is open wide for a talented youth like him.
Kitty cat. Yeah, you want to say hi? You're being very vocal today. Is that all you got? Yeah, that's all she's got. That's all she's got. All right. You gonna sit down or there you go. All right. I completely missed this. He's a truly free spirit. He likes all the arts, perhaps graphic design. Graphic design is my passion. Printmaking, who knows? The world is open wide for a talented youth like him. So what are you doing here?
I'm just enjoying the view.
Okay. Look very Machiavellian with that cat in my lap. I need to get Milo over here because he's my big fluffy cat, so I can look like a real villain and like just run my hand down from his head to his back, and I can be like a real like Bond villain with that. All right, isn't it rude for you to leave your friend to leave you alone like this?
We're old friends. Nothing's taboo between us.
Oh yeah, they definitely bone.
He comes and goes. I'm sure you'll see him around. He's very active.
All right. Anyway, I learned fuck all about him. Like, literally, nothing. I learned nothing about the
I'm
smoker
all
on the
ears,
balcony.
officer.
All right. So you actually witnessed the lynching?
I'm sorry to say I did, officer.
Okay. The lynching that we know was not actually a lynching.
He didn't see the hanging. He saw the little show staged by the Hardys. Let him talk.
All
he
right.
may know more than even he knows.
Okay. Start from the beginning, if you don't mind.
Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that night. It was so surreal to me, like in a play.
Okay. How about you try it
He
anyway?
holds out his hands and blossoms his fingers
Jackass.
like a drama teacher setting the scene.
What do you mean, like in a play?
It was just so strange. I could barely comprehend what was happening. I was on the balcony when it happened, getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in, carrying what looked like a body. And then I saw all the surrounding windows go dead, one by one.
That's interesting.
That's when I understood. I should not be seeing this.
That lines up with previous testimony, doesn't it? Well done,
does.
detective.
Thank you, sir. I think we've got a picture. Anything else stand out?
Only that there were about 8 or 10. I couldn't
there was
make
8
out
of them.
anything. It was so dark. And it was quiet. Quietest lynching I've ever heard of, let alone heard.
Well, I mean, considering the guy was already dead.
But I suspect you knew that already.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm surprised. The fine reputation of the men and women serving in the RCM is well deserved.
All right. So what's an official like you doing in Martinez?
The coalition is only looking out for the price stability. Inflation is a killer, like a heart disease blocking the normal circulation of the economy. It must be controlled.
Okay.
The economy impacts the entire international community, which is why it requires international oversight.
All right. So that's interesting, I guess. But what are you doing here in this apartment? I mean, we know he's here visiting his friend, but
Well, I'm
if I can
renovating.
worm any information out of him.
It is an interesting project. The building used to be a 12-story skyscraper before the cannons took the top 4 stories off. This, of course, happened when the coalition forces landed here. You could say I'm undoing some of the material damage the international community caused when we arrived here.
Okay. I mean, that's not like awful, but I feel like there's more to it. Well, so you're some kind of bureaucrat.
Yes, as I said before, I am a commissioner from Sur-la-Clé working for the Institute
Sur-la-Clé.
of Price Stability. This is one of the main projects of the Moral Inter.
Okay. This guy's like a treasury agent.
Wait, there isn't actually an Institute of Price Stability,
Oh.
is there?
Yeah,
Or maybe
thanks,
there is.
Encyclopedia.
God, it's impossible to understand whether someone from the moral intern is joking or not.
It would have been really cool if you'd have like chimed in about that earlier. Thank you very much. What's this international
La
community?
Communauté Internationale is what Revacholians colloquially call the coalition.
Okay.
In other words, the nations that stopped the disaster of the revolution.
Maybe I'm getting my history wrong, but wasn't the coalition like directly involved in the revolution, or am I thinking of a different revolution? I may have gotten my history wrong. All right, what's the price
It is
stability?
the most important thing.
That doesn't tell me
It's
anything.
the central goal of any sound monetary policy. Maintaining the price stability is essential to maintaining high levels of economic activity, which is essential for maintaining high levels of employment.
Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Why are you guys incapable of laying down on my lap? You always have to stand. They always have to stand up. They can't like lay down. On which time I don't know. I feel like he's like bullshitting me.
Which is essential for maintaining the social stability.
So he's talking about keeping the economy in check and stable.
Basically, it makes sure the price of bread doesn't change.
Yeah, okay. I could have
Precisely.
figured that, but I didn't
Too much inflation,
he was trying to go
bread
with something
becomes too
else, but
expensive.
yeah.
Too much deflation, it becomes too cheap for bakers to produce. That's why the Institute of Price Stability works to keep inflation just below 2%.
This is literally what the United States Department of the fucking Treasury Department does. Like, all right, we're gonna keep inflation at 2%. That's why, you know, cost of living raises and everything. But yeah, because like inflation's always going up just a little bit. Otherwise, shit can get really fucked. Apparently, I don't know. I'm not an economist. I'm not an economist. So economicist. So I barely paid attention to economics when I took it in high school. But I feel like that's the gist of it. I don't know. I don't know enough about it to say anymore. All right, you're gonna go away now, Tabs. All right, below 2% of
But
what?
not too far below. No. Too below is also bad. Below, but close to 2%.
Okay, you're not telling me
The
anything.
coalition believes in the importance
magic
of informing
square.
the public about the benefits of the price stability. Transparency is one of our principles. Would you like an informational pamphlet?
Yeah, sure, why not? Maybe I can actually learn something
A
from
sound
it.
monetary policy is essential
Informational
for
pamphlet
addressing
is probably just
uncertainty.
propaganda.
Stability is the raison d'être of the moral interne. It's the reason why I identify as a moralist.
So boring.
But oh, I don't have my leaflets on me today.
Of course
That's
he
too
doesn't.
bad. You can always call our information line.
Maybe I will.
Making information available is part of the moral intern's commitment to transparency.
It'd be cool if you could actually give me any information whatsoever. I get the feeling he's not actually transparent about this stuff. Alright, so I've heard about this moral intern before, but I want to know more. Let's see what he thinks about the moral
It's the
intern.
International Organization for Moralists, hence Moralist International. The Institute of Price Stability is just one of its many mind babies, as is the coalition.
Price stability is one corner of the magic square of economic growth. That sounds vaguely familiar. Like I said, I barely paid attention in economics. Alright, so what I'm hearing is that we're moral intern bitches.
Doing one's job doesn't automatically make one anyone's bitch.
Yes, it does.
Besides, there are more nefarious powers to work for than the moral intern.
Alright, turn back to Sunday Friend. Are you a moralist?
But of course.
Am I a moralist?
Well, do you value freedom? Do you believe in a normal, stable world governed by democratic values?
Turn to Kim. Lieutenant, are you a moralist?
Me?
He's like, I don't want to talk politics.
You've managed to catch the lieutenant off guard, but only for a moment. He quickly recomposes himself.
I'm a lieutenant of the RCM, dedicated to maintaining law and order in Ravachol.
He's like, man, I don't want to talk about
A
this
very
shit.
moralist answer.
All right. But what is a normal, stable world? Because different people have different definitions of that.
The Occident is part of the normal world. Oranje, sur la clé.
All right, but Martinez doesn't seem very normal or stable.
Martinez? No. Martinez
Maybe.
is something else.
Yeah? You gonna chirp at me? He's such a happy kitty. Please don't jump on top of the computer. Are you already wanting to come back again? You want to come back on my lap? No? Yes? She's trying to make a decision. Alright. Yeah, it sounds pretty gross, right? Yeah, exactly. He's talking about, you know, the Occident being a part of the normal world, and then Origny, sur la clé, are not a part of the Occident, which I learned recently, and I felt so stupid learning this, that that Occident is a real word to describe the West, like, and that explains where you get the term the Orient. So we got the Occident, the West, and then the Orient, the East, right? So he considers the Occident, the West, to be the normal world, but the East, not the normal world. So yeah, exactly, Eurocentric. Yet the fact that I didn't know that Occident was an actual word to describe real world stuff, I was just like, God damn it, I feel so dumb. But you know, I learned a new word from playing a video game, so it counts for something, I feel. All right, what about the rest of Revachol? Is it part of the normal world?
Revachol is generally difficult. It's led by an interim government, which means it hasn't yet achieved full democracy.
So Revachol is like no man's
But they are
land
working
still.
towards it. You're all doing very well here, relatively speaking.
Thank you. All right. I don't think I'm a moralist. Moralism sounds incredibly boring. Moralism is just fucking being a centrist. Game is expanding our vocabulary. It really feels like, yeah, expanding my vocabulary and a little bit of my understanding of people, kind of. Moralism is the ideology of foreign occupiers. Revachol must be governed by Revacholians. Democracy is a meaningless sham as long as the working class is under the boot heel of capital. Love that. Wait,
course,
no, there was
detective's
something there
personal
that
views
said
do
about
not
option
represent the
D.
views of the
Wait,
RCM.
hold on. I need to pull up the stream and I need to go back a few minutes because there was that last option said something about I just want to pick option D. What was that? There we go. Oh, there we go. Number 4 is, it's like every time I'm talking to people, I'm choosing option D, none of the above. Is that moralism? Which, of course, I didn't pick that because that's lame.
Ah, my friend. But the lesson of the revolution is that communism does not work.
Yeah, it didn't work because the coalition crushed it.
Oh, yes. The big bad coalition crushed the revolution. Tell me, if the revolution was succeeding, would it have been crushed so easily?
Maybe.
Are we really so bad for wanting compromise, peace, and prosperity on reasonable, achievable terms? Ask yourself that.
The problem is that will end up with no peace and no prosperity for large chunks
Now,
of people.
enough of this delightful political interlude. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
All right, tell me about Sur Leclerc.
What's there to say? Sur-la-Clé is a modern, urbanized country that measures
Yeah, the
very high
imperialist
on the
mindset.
Human Development and Freedom Index. Mostly, though, it's known as the executive heart of EPIS.
EPIS. I'm trying to think of like what it could, like what that could stand for, like what that could mean.
Moreover, it is a great sponsor of less emerged countries. Revachol is only one of its many darlings whose progress it supports and cherishes.
Okay.
Darlings? That can't be an official designation.
Is he trying to say that Revachol is a sort of vassal state of Sur Leclerc? Because that seems bullshit.
Because a great percentage of Revachol's culture hails from Sur-la-Clé. Its language, its people,
That's
its
interesting.
cuisine even. Or at least in the downtown La Delta area.
Jamrock and other parts of the international zone have been mercifully spared of Sur Leclerc's love for meatballs and mashed potatoes.
Huh. That's interesting. Harry doesn't like meatballs or mashed potatoes. What a weirdo. All right, tell me about Oranje.
Oranje is an
Oranje.
exemplary nation who, as a core member of EPIS, contributes 28% of our annual budget. Next to Sur-la-Clé, Oranje is probably the most prominent member of the international community.
Wait, so now I'm confused. So I guess okay, so there's the coalition, but then there's also the EPIS, and I assume they're separate. So like I feel like there's the coalition and then there's EPS and they're separate coalitions sort of. I'm confused. He's confusing me.
As
I don't
founding
like this.
members, they are both
Stop.
very EPIS. Oranje carries a lot of political weight, while Sur-la-Clé takes care of the business side of things.
Okay.
Sur-la-Clé hosts the headquarters of the major EPIS
EPS sounds like the World
institutions.
Trade Organization. That is interesting. That could be it. But the way that he's talking about it, and the way that he talked about like the Occident being the normal world, and then like Oranje and Sur-la-Clé being a part of EPIS, but he's talking about how like he worked. I don't fucking understand. All right, but outside of EPIS, what is
Oranje's
Oranje?
economy is one of the most advanced in the world. It has successfully transitioned from heavy industry to advanced services and generally acts as an engine for sustainable change in the international community.
Okay.
But that didn't tell you anything
Could
about
just be NATO
Oranje.
UN. Yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels like it's a combination of a few things, like a few real world things. All right. I once heard from here in my head that they are a reasonably sized superpower.
That's one way to put it, yes. They certainly have the power to exert influence over others, but they only do it in the name of regional stability.
Still
After all,
imperialism.
Oranje is a moral internation, not some crazed Mesk petro-fascist state.
If he knows so much about Oranje, Maybe he also knows about Orani's mercenaries.
Ooh, maybe. All right, enough business. Let's talk about
Whatever
something
you
else.
wish, officer.
Here we go. The man who was lynched outside your window was from Oranje. I think, oh, this one, option 3. What if I told you there's a fugitive from the moral intern in Martin Days? That's Clausia. I don't want to tell him about Clausia, but I will mention this.
Oh, that's unusual. The Oraniers are not the kind of people you associate with heinous crimes. It's such an upstanding and responsible country.
That's interesting. So I told him that the man that was lynched was from Oranje, and he said that the Oraniers are not the kind of people you associate with heinous crimes. Not saying that there's not the kind of people you associate with being the victims of heinous crimes. He knows. He knows. That's not how I would describe this guy.
Well, certainly one cannot rely simply on generalizations. That would go against our commitment to individual freedoms.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And, of course, any loss of life is a tragedy. So tell me, what have you learned about the victim?
His name was Ellis Courtenay.
Alice Courtenay?
Courtenay.
That's an interesting name.
His earning potential isn't really important. What? What's this got to do with the earning potential? Weird. Okay, what matters was that he was a mercenary.
A condottiere.
Oh, hey, Sand, how's it going?
Yes, it's hard to believe they still exist.
Okay. He was a motherfucker and a killer. Doesn't mean like he just wants to say this guy wasn't killed because he committed a crime. That probably makes more sense actually than what I'm saying. I'm just ready to point the finger at anybody who might know anything more than they're letting on. I don't trust a single person in this game except for Kim.
Officer, you shouldn't speak ill of the dead.
It's okay. He told me so.
So you spoke with the victim before he died?
No, this was after he
The
died.
man gives the lieutenant a nervous look.
I'm crazy, motherfucker! I'm crazy!
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows as though he'd stopped.
They allowed you to
paying
only work night
attention.
shifts? Hey, that's good. More money and you get to keep on a consistent schedule. That's great. Like, being on night shift sucks, but having it consistent is
It's
pretty
doing you
good.
a favor by pretending not to have heard your insane ramblings.
Thanks, Kim. He'd like to get high and brag about war crimes he'd committed.
Extremely distasteful behavior. I cannot condone either drug use or needless boasting.
Shit, I think I need to leave this apartment.
Suffice it to say, that is not how we do things in Sur-la-Clé.
That's because they're all a bunch of squares who like to sit around with their fingers up each other's assholes.
Thank you, Pain Threshold, for that insightful statement. He was a poor foster kid before the Oraniers government put him in a military academy.
It's the responsibility of any
the
good
lighting
welfare
changed.
state to take care of its
2200
most
now.
unfortunate citizens.
Probably go fully nocturnal like you said I should. Like, it's not fun. And the thing about that is it's not fun. And if like there's nowhere around you that's open during the night, it can become like a really difficult way to live life. But it's way better than trying to do swapping back and forth for your sleeps. The Hangman was a mercenary that, he was, the Hanged Man was a part of a 3-man squad that was sent here by Wild Pines to break up the strike. He was killed when he was with Clausia. He was sniped, I presume. Right now, of course, Ruby is our main, what's it called? Person of interest or suspect. Suspect is the word. So yeah, the reason why this is such a big problem is because he was a mercenary hired by Wild Pines and presumably killed by the Union, which is why tensions are so high, and it's like why Everett was talking about the like war and everything. The other 2 men that were sent, we have not met them yet. I assume we're going to meet them, but they are still around. We have not met them, unless we have, and they're hiding their identities, but they're still alive and around. And the whole idea is that the reason we're here is to try to stop this war from breaking out by figuring out who killed the guy, and proving that it wasn't the Union doing it, or like just trying to figure it out so tensions don't boil over. But yeah, it's goddamn, it's a lot to try to summarize. This game is dense. Okay, they turned him into a psychopathic killing machine.
They gave him a successful career.
No. They took a man. They took a boy who was down on his luck, and they threw him into a meat grinder to get a killer out of it to oppress other people.
Yes, killing was his business, and business was good.
Yeah, I guess.
Didn't love it before they made him do it
Doomslayer
again
was like a
and
victim of
again
circumstance,
and
I
again.
feel like.
What else has your investigation uncovered?
Thank you, empathy. Alright, after he was discharged from the military, he joined a mercenary outfit named Crenell.
That is extremely unfortunate. Yes, it's regrettable that this practice has a history in certain Occidental nations, even highly advanced members of EPIS.
Okay, so the EPIS does include Occidental nations. Okay.
But rest assured, the Orangese government has committed to producing a
you're going back.
timetable
We're doing
that would
that
lay out
next.
a path to transition to a professional army. Soon, there'll be no need for mercenaries like this poor man.
Because it was a time-based thing, I could talk to this guy after 2100, and I can only get my gun after 2200. It has just become 2200, so once we're done with talking to this guy, we'll be able to go get my gun back. That's the next thing we're doing. Okay. What kind of timetable are we talking about here?
Oh, it's hard to put an exact date on it. I believe the proposal for the timetable is due to be completed around 60 or 61.
I don't like the idea of nations building significant armies like that. That's concerning. That's like a decade
See?
from now.
That's the kind of progress that the moral intern makes possible.
That's me saying, "What, dude? That's gonna take so long." And he's like, "Yeah, yep. That's how good we are. We're so good at this." Yeah. I'm gonna go. All right, Sand. Okay, as a merc, he killed a lot of people on the Seminine Islands for the sake of the Orangese pharmaceutical industry. Yeah, those
great
Coca-Cola hit
shame,
squads
yes.
are really going for it.
Colonialism is a dark specter in Orange's past.
And yet, you're still doing it. All right, who's talking about the past? It's still going on.
Which is why the work of the moral intern is so critical. It is our great bulwark against another century of bloodshed.
Okay, but isn't Orangese a moral intern country and also a part of the EPIS and everything? Meaning that the moral intern, this is the work of the moral intern. I hate this guy.
As I said, the loss of any life is terrible, no matter who the person may have been.
Kim, can I borrow your gun? I don't have mine yet.
I do hope you're able to bring his killer or killers to justice. We must show that the rule of law still applies, even in Rivachol.
Do I tell him about Clausia? Because I assume this dialogue option is about Clausia, the fugitive from the moral intern. I don't want them to know. Like, she's not a great person, but they're just going through their redemption arc. Yeah, see, that's like you're joking about Orangese, or the moral intern, but like Clausia is going through a redemption arc. I don't want to tell him about Clausia. I think I'm gonna not.
Officer,
Oh?
do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance to speak again once you leave.
I'll tell him about Clausia and all that when I do my evil playthrough on my own. Why can't we talk
It's
later?
against diplomatic best practices for an official in my position to be discussing murders with local militiamen.
You didn't even discuss anything with me.
And I'm pressed for time.
That's
After
the
you
thing.
leave,
He didn't
I
even
should be leaving
tell
as
me
well.
anything. I told him a bunch of shit, and he just gave me a bunch of nonsense. He told me fuck all.
That's not the real reason he's so apprehensive. Men in his position shouldn't be seen loitering around in underprivileged young men's apartments in the middle of the night.
Yeah, probably not.
Sure, go ahead. It's a beautiful space.
When you're gonna do your Undertale genocide,
me know
we
if you
already
have any
did.
further
Actually, it's on the channel. Like over a year ago. I did all of it. I played the regular, I did full pacifist, and then I did genocide. I did all of it. Now, granted, this is back like a year and a half ago, so like the quality isn't as good. But yeah, no, I already did all that. It was great. It was such a fun playthrough. I spent like an entire 3-hour stream just beating Sans. That was a nightmare of a fight. God. But I actually had a worse time with what's her name? The fish lady, the warrior, goddamn, I don't remember her name. Undyne. Yeah. Referring to my evil playthrough of Disco, but good to know. Oh yeah. I'm not gonna do like my subsequent playthroughs of Disco on live, because there's so many other games that I want to play, and this already takes up so much time. I'm gonna do those on like my own time, and I think I'm gonna do that when I do my physique. I'm gonna do the evil playthrough with physique because I think that would be really interesting. Anyway, all right. Let's go get my gun. You must meet her near the old fish market at 2200 and get your service weapon back. Okay. To the old fishing market. And then, oh, I want to talk to Joyce. Since we'll be over there, I want to chat with Joyce. Actually, we won't be able to do that because it's nighttime. She'll be asleep. So we'll have to do that in the morning before we go find Ruby. Because doing that, I believe, will lock us out from being able to talk to her. So I want to go talk to Joyce a little bit about the conversation I had with Everart, and let's see if we can get her to reveal anything. Because I don't really trust Joyce either. She is an agent of a corporation and is very loyal to said corporation. Like, she's come here to oversee, you know, like trying to take out a strike or anything. So it's you know, I don't trust her. I don't trust her. All right, welcome back. But you're in Malta. What you doing in Malta? Vacation time? What else is there to do in Malta? I don't fucking know. I don't know nothing about countries. Okay. Hi Tubbs, you're back again. Did I ever, what was in here again? This is where I found the tape. The sad song for the karaoke. Let me down, thank you. I genuinely don't know where to go. It said the fishing village. Did it say east of the fishing village? 2-week break, nice. What you gonna do in Malta? Near the old fish market at 2200 and get your service weapon back. Wait, it said just past the boardwalk. Damn it. Just walk past the fishing village until you see the boardwalk. Okay, there's also a little orb here on the door that wasn't there before. The door is closed for today. Time to put the kids to sleep. Okay. Did I get an XP out of that? Or it seems like someone with a decent but an elitist worldview. Yeah, that's kind of it. Like she's like kind of the epitome of nice but not kind. She is vocally outwardly nice, but she's not necessarily like a good person. Up here, maybe? Is that until I see the boardwalk? Not till you're on the boardwalk. Once there was a kid and got stung by a jellyfish. Oh, that's not fun. I've never been stung by a jellyfish, and I want to keep that way. Oh, whoa, whoa, is that them? What the fuck? I think I found the pigs. Or I found something.
Put your hands where I can see them.
Oh, yep, that's the pigs. The aging woman under a mountain of police paraphernalia mumbles to herself, then notices you and reaches for the megaphone.
Show me your hands. This is the pigs. Show me your hands. Right now.
She screams in the megaphone.
Hands right now.
Damn, oh, that's my gun. That's my gun.
Scavenged, battery-powered police lights protrude from her back. The flickering light show reveals a gun in her shaking hand.
Oh my god, she's actually crazy.
Her hand is trembling from some sort of neurodegenerative disease.
Get dementia?
Madame, please drop the firearm immediately.
Oh. Okay, cool. All right, we're doing this. Kim's got his gun out.
You shouldn't be here. Something's very wrong with her. She's completely out of control.
We're gonna raise our hands.
The man appears to be pulling out an object from his pocket. Fear under threat! Fear under threat! Superseding event. Split-second decision. Get on the ground! Get on the goddamn ground!
Okay. I wasn't taking... ma'am, we just want to talk to you.
Subject yourself to a full body cavity search.
Oh yeah, she is out of it.
Prohibited materials concealed in nostrils, ears, mouth, navel, urethra, foreskin, vagina, and rectum.
Yeah, I love concealing materials in my urethra. That's the best place to store
In
something.
her mind, the cavity search is happening. As long as she's saying it. It appears the things she says are very real to her.
Be careful, detective. Don't do
Yeah.
anything that might set her off.
This is the man that's pointing a gun at her face. Kim, please.
You have to go for the gun sooner or later.
Okay.
Perhaps you can learn crucial facts before you do.
What's my reaction speed? Ooh, 6. Okay.
This is dangerous. You're 70% certain
it's hand-eye
you always
coordination.
leave your gun loaded.
Okay, 70% certain that I always leave my gun loaded. Okay. All right. We can solve this. No. That's probably just gonna piss her off. Please identify yourself.
It's a goddamn police shitbag. Hug the pavement. You're under arrest.
Okay.
As she waves her hands, you notice familiar-looking ampoules and packets sticking out of the mountain of police gear on her back. Medicine or drugs? She thinks she's a police officer. Try treating her like a police officer.
Oh, there we go.
Lower-ranking police officer.
All right. Officer Pigs, double your freighter, Harrier Dubois, requesting your sidearm for inspection. Hold out your badge.
What?
She lowers the megaphone and stares at the gun in her head. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Patrol officer, you're in gross violation of the RCM code of conduct. She called me sir. She hesitates, looking around in confusion. The 3-barreled pepper box wavers in her hand. It's got a 3-barreled pistol.
In this moment of hesitation, she almost doesn't seem disturbed, but like someone suddenly wakened from a deep sleep.
Here we go. Patrol officer, I have to sign you up for a disciplinary hearing.
Easy. Press her too hard and she'll...
Too late, Lieutenant. With a swift, poorly coordinated move, the woman slams the megaphone against her lips and teeth. A trickle of blood runs down her chin. She doesn't notice it.
The
Officer
negotiator.
unlawful impersonation. Pigs en route.
Uh-oh.
Engage your will.
Well, I fucked up.
Okay. She's actually more agitated now.
Ooh.
My bad.
That actually gave me a plus to the hand-eye coordination. Okay. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
She's
Fuck! No! What the fuck? Why? Why? It was an... Why?
If you just move fast enough. If not, the lieutenant's got her in his sights.
Well, I'm gonna die, or Kim's gonna die. I'm just gonna go for it.
Suicide back home. Split-second decision. Eat lead, scumbag.
In your peripheral vision, the lieutenant releases the half-squeezed trigger.
God, I almost blew her head off.
Why? What?
What is this? This isn't police issue. Police weapons have bullets. This isn't real.
It wasn't loaded. It wasn't loaded. It wasn't loaded. Woo! We're good. Oh my god. Oh, holy shit. It wasn't fucking loaded.
Police guns always have bullets. What is this? Why did you sell me this?
I mean, I didn't sell you shit.
She looks devastated. Grab the gun right now. This might be your only chance.
Why would I not grab my gun?
No one ever cares anymore. Why would they treat me like this?
Okay, now that you're no longer armed, let's see if we can get you some help.
This linden-headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is grinding to a halt. tired of walking the desert.
Kim.
It doesn't
Kim.
want to feel
Kim,
or
you
think
can
anymore.
put the gun down. Won this round of buckshot roulette. So true. Kim, you can put the gun down now, bud.
We need
There
to
we
figure
go.
out what to do with her now.
Yeah, we need to get her some help.
Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit me.
I'm very sorry this is how life turned out for you.
Her scratched skin is warm to the touch, but the person inside doesn't even know you're there.
What do you think is happening
She's
to
in
her?
a stupor. I've seen this before. God knows for how long. Could be days when they get like this.
But why does she like it? She's completely lost it. Yeah, she absolutely has, which is why she needs help. Like, just throwing her in jail isn't going to do anything. She's not even aware of her actions. She's completely delusional.
Honestly, I don't know. Dementia, probably. Dementia
Probably.
and Channel 8 and loneliness.
Channel 8? Is that a propaganda channel? Your neurodegenerative disease. The one that we clocked at the beginning with the shakiness.
Could be. Her hands were trembling and she did seem uncoordinated. But what are we gonna do with her?
It's more, if it's dementia, it's more like just like elderly end of life care, because dementia is pretty much incurable. Not pretty much, it is incurable. But like, I doubt Martinez or Revachol as a whole have the services for that, so
I don't think there's any need for that. In her current state, and without the gun, she isn't really a threat to anyone.
yeah, but she's suffering,
We
Kim.
could let Titus know.
Oh,
This is a perfect problem for the local
Oh.
peacekeepers to handle. They might even know her family.
there we go. Okay, that's actually a great idea. No, that's a great idea. All right. Yeah, Titus sounds like the man for
Then
the
we
job.
can ask him once we get back to the whirling.
Okay,
But we
we'll
have
do
to
that.
hurry, because it's late, and they might have already gone home.
That's true.
But I think we're done here for now. Let's head out. This is done.
Please, leave the radio on.
She mutters. It seems like a reflex, a half-remembered sentence.
Reflex to what? Being left alone.
Maybe.
She stands motionless, just a heap of clothes and fleshes now. Maybe if you search her once more. The woman stands slumped. She looks catatonic under her mountain of RCM paraphernalia. Is one of those things a police cap? There were narcotics in there too. You're thinking of taking them. Do.
Confiscate the narcotics. Wink. Let's leave her be. Let's leave her be. I should probably confiscate the narcotics, but
The woman is one of there were not. You take the vial of Pyrrolidon and the bottle of speed as evidence, obviously.
yeah, the game is making a joke about this,
She didn't
but
consume them. She
every
didn't
time, what
look
if
high.
she thought the guy?
She
I can
confiscated them.
absolutely guarantee
little
you
like
she
you
did
are
not shoot
doing
the
now.
guy. Like, I
You
can
might not want to take
guarantee
those. You seem
she
to
didn't
have
shoot the
this
guy,
night.
and I'll explain why
Come on.
for a second.
Listen to him, for once.
I'm confiscating these as evidence.
Sure. I guess that's fine.
All right. So here's the thing, right? She got the gun. No. So not only did she get the gun from Harry, she got the gun from the pawn shop that Harry sold it to. So murder happened. Harry arrived in Revachol. Harry sold the gun to the pawn shop. Pawn shop sold the gun to her. So all of that happened after the fact. Also, we know for a fact that he was shot with a .446 caliber round, and Harry's gun is a 9mm. It's a Villiers 9mm pepperbox pistol. And also we know that he was shot from distance at most likely. So definitely wouldn't have been able to shot by that. Yeah. No, he died. The guy died before Harry arrived in Martinez. So definitely could not have been anyone with Harry's gun. And also, now we know that it wasn't Harry's gun that fired the shot because 9mm. I got my gun!
Holding the gun feels natural and satisfying. It's like an extension of your arm, the polished wooden handle almost fusing into your palm.
That's interesting. Considering he's only killed 3 people, he's practiced with it a lot. He's very familiar with it if it's just picking it up feels like an extension of your arm. Now, of course, firearms are designed to feel incredibly comfortable. Just bringing up your options. Yeah, I mean, why are you apologizing? You said a thing. I was like, no, that's just not it. Why are you? All right, I think my
It
handwriting
reminds you of the day you first held it, with fear and respect, hoping you don't have to use it in vain. The sun was out in Jamrock. It was so long ago.
Okay.
This gun,
I got a little
Sunrise
bit.
Parabellum, will be the only
Sunrise
thing standing
Parabellum.
between you and the all-consuming
Why is his
nothingness
gun- why
that
does he name
threatens
his
to
gun?
eat the world. Sheathe it and wait, Herald. It won't be long now.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take it out. I need to acquire bullets. Oh, I've got 2 bullets. All right. Keys. Oh, look at that. I got a bunch of keys. All right. I got my gun now. I don't have to jokingly ask Kim to borrow his gun when I need to threaten somebody. All right. Boom, 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 boom. It's 4.46, like 5.56. It's a fictional round for a fictional gun. Now, of course, they use real rounds like 9mm. I have never heard of the round of a 4.46 round being used in real life. So you're the firearm facts, yeah, of course, as always. So I forgot that I can't go around that way. All right, so let's go talk to the Hardy Boys, and then let's go get organized, because that took a lot less time than I thought it would. So we still have time to meet the to make the meeting. Not that way. I'm getting turned around. This place is a maze. Amazing. I could have fast traveled from the church. All right, so I got my gun. Now I've got Hardy and the Pigs. Hardy and the Pigs. That sounds like a song title. Hardy and the Pigs. Look at that. We're doing a little synchronized dance routine. Back, left, right, or right, left. Does round mean diameter of where you pull it? Just round is just a colloquial term for a bullet. And when people talk about like, oh, I got like 15 rounds left, it's just a colloquial term for bullet. Okay. Nope, down this way. And then, so I keep wanting to check the damn traps again, even though they're not gonna have anything until I assume after the thing. Like after I do the whole Ruby thing. I'm very excited to see where that goes. We haven't even met Ruby yet because she's been in hiding. It is weird to me. Like, I don't believe... Oh, I wonder if I can buy bullets from the pawn shop. I wonder if I can ask him about... Because, like, I found... Ooh.
Hello. Let me know if I can help you with
no.
anything.
Okay, cool. All right. Oh, wait. Can I resell my gun?
Hello. Sure. Let me have a look.
Oh, never mind.
Another time.
I was really hoping. Mostly Richard something weapons. I don't know. I mean, like, any, like, Googling that you're going to do, unless it's directly related to Disco Elysium, isn't going to help us figure it out. And besides, anything to figure out from that, we're going to figure out in-game anyway. All right. Are they gone already? No, they're not. Cool. All right.
The Coppernato is back.
Coppernato.
What do you
Better or worse
want?
than Sharknado? Okay, there's an old catatonic lady in the old fish market on the other side of the bay. She needs help.
What's that, Copper? You want us to help little old ladies now?
Yes.
You're local law enforcement, aren't you? Helping troubled civilians should fall under your jurisdiction.
Exactly. Thank you, Kim.
Yeah. We'll send someone out. Who is? Wait. It's the pigs, isn't it?
Yep.
God. Poor lady. Don't worry. We'll handle this. I think she got some family in Courant or something. Bastards left her alone when she got sick.
That's
We've been
fucked
getting
up.
complaints.
Hey, wasn't Everard's B team looking for her the other day?
Oh.
They said something about her, I don't know, finding something?
Finding my gun.
Yeah, I think you're right, Gene. Did you have something of yours, Pig?
Nope, she didn't have anything of mine.
No? Well, whatever then, Copper.
You're Sharknado, but have you heard of Birdemic? You mean what we're gonna be in soon? No, I've never heard of Birdemic.
No. They totally said what it was.
That sounds horrible.
What was it? Anyone remember?
Damn it.
I don't remember. I was fucking drunk.
Let me know if you figure it out back there. Now, anything else we can help you with?
Ooh, let's learn about her a little bit. What was her name?
Auntie LaPlante. We always called her. Something LaPlante.
Something in the plant.
Marianne,
Actually
amigo.
topical, yeah. Marianne Amigo the plant. No.
Anything else you wanted to know?
Who was she?
Was like before. Just an old lady. Her kids moved away years ago. Never come to visit. Never took her calls. She gets out every now and then. She did right by lots of us when we were kids. Always was a little off, but still.
Thank God. Oh, thank God that we did not kill her. Oh my God. Yeah, Doom Eternal's OSTs are really good. I just wish that fucking id didn't screw over Mick Gordon the way that they did and gave him extra time and money and whatever to work on the stuff and didn't fuck him over and could have maybe and like actually given him like a proper time frame and everything to work on the OST proper, because we ended up with just a bunch of like stems and broken up stuff. What happened to Mick? You don't know? You don't know? So he was the composer, right, for Doom and then Doom Eternal. For Doom Eternal, and it goes all the way back to the announcement of Doom Eternal, that they announced that they were going to be releasing the OST on an album for the deluxe edition, just like they did for Doom. But the thing is they hadn't communicated that to Mick before it happened. So when he was working, like when they were working on the game, when they were working on that, he was working on the soundtrack and everything. He was not under the impression that they were doing that. And they just like sprung it on him by announcing it publicly. And then, of course, because of that, none of the music, because like composing music for games inside the games, completely different from putting those together for an album format. Because of the way that you write songs for games, because they have to loop, they have to work in a certain way for levels. And it's like a completely different structure style than putting a song together to just be played as a song. So we didn't have any of that set up, and they didn't give him any extra time or whatever. And of course, it was for the deluxe edition, which was 6 months out, which was not enough time. So like there was a whole problem with that. And so because of that, the deluxe edition didn't actually ship, or the collector's edition, not the deluxe edition. The collector's edition didn't actually ship with the OST and everything. And so like, even though it was mismanagement by the executives at id, mostly Marty fucking Stratton, it didn't come out, and it was the whole thing, and all the blame fell on Mick. And then like, because that was like a problem and people were pissed about that, Marty Stratton went on Reddit and did this entire like post basically ripping on Mick and saying that it was his fault and everything. It was bad, right? And everyone believed him because it was well written, it was well reasoned. But then Mick came out later with receipts about everything that happened with that, how he was trying to get communication from them, things were going through, they weren't like paying him correctly for stuff. It was a problem. I say just look it up and find like all the stuff, because that's going to be better than me summarizing anything. But basically, they fucked him over completely. They made him take the blame for the OST problems, and that's why there still isn't an official Doom Eternal OST like out, because he never finished it, because he wasn't able to. He was willing to do. The thing is he was willing to do it, but they weren't willing to make concessions for like extra time or like pay or something, right? And he should get paid for his work. If he's going to continue to work on it, he should get paid for it. They just didn't want to do it, and they dropped him, or he quit, or he got fired. It was something like that. But they were no longer working together, so that's why the OST never got finished, and that's why there still isn't official versions of the Doom Eternal songs. And like, people online have made their own mixes and masters, and some of them got pretty good, but there's so many of them that just aren't good because they're done by amateurs. And it's like, god damn, what could have been if it didn't fuck up like that? Which is why I was really not wanting to do Doom the Dark Ages, because that's incredibly fucked up to do for your composer that made iconic music for the games. Like, Doom 2016, as good as it was, wouldn't have been like that if it weren't for the music. The music was like the finishing touch on that game that made it perfect. And then Eternal also had fantastic music, and the fact that they're just willing to screw him over and drop him like that pissed me off. So yeah, that was the whole thing. So yeah, it makes me sad still,
Us
like
kids,
years and years later.
That must have been ages ago. She was better then. The children kept her together.
All right, how did she get like this?
Get wanted to be a cop, you mean? Well, she... Shit. I don't actually know.
A combination
Anyone
of
know
dementia
why
and
she
too
started
much
acting like
propaganda,
a pig?
probably.
No fucking clue. It's gotta be the crazy. Who'd want to be a pig?
Yeah, that is a good point. Who would want to be a pig? Yeah. Music in 2016 made you feel like the final. Exactly. The music was the crowning jewel on that game, and they were willing to just throw them away. Now, Andrew Holsholt did a great job with the Ancient Gods. He really did, and I'm certain that the people coming into the new game are going to do a good job too. But I'm concerned that they're pretty much their idea, like their thing going into it is just going to be, oh, we're going to make music that sounded like the previous games, when both of the games before was like a creative going and be like, I'm going to make this for this, and I'm going to innovate, and I'm going to do stuff, and maybe they will. It's too early to tell. I'm sure the new composers coming into the Dark Ages are going to do a great job, and I am excited to see what they do. But it's like you cut out a staple of your series for bullshit reasons, and I will never forgive id for that. The fact that Marty Stratton is still there after like he did a public PR post basically lying about the guy it boils my blood a little bit. But I'm gonna buy and play the game for the people that worked on it and like the actual creatives and developers behind it, and not for Marty fucking Stratton. I hate that guy. He is my op for life. Anyway, back to the video game. Okay, someone who wanted to set the world right before it ends. I can't but feel partially. There should be a help in there. I feel like.
Yeah, you should be.
Oh, I apologized again. I got the sorriest cop on earth. It's really hard to make happen because you have to have real talent to do that. Yeah, like that was the thing. Is those songs were so like mechanically creative as well as musically creative.
Cobb. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of our own.
Thanks, Titus. Where'd she get all her cop gear?
She lives by the water. Shit washes up all the time on the beach.
That is true.
Police paraphernalia doesn't just wash up on the coast, people.
It happens
It's
sometimes.
not like we dump it at night. She bought it, collected it.
Kim, things happen, okay?
No problemo, cop man. We take care of our mentally ill here in Martinez. Ain't that right, boys?
Sure enough, we're the real heroes on these streets.
Yep. All right. Now it's time for us to go get organized. I'm very curious about how this meeting is going to go, because this could get really weird really quick. I think I'm going to go ahead and save this level up, because I'm going to save it for if I come across a white check that I'm going to want it for. But let's go to the meeting. Now, I don't remember where that's supposed to be. After 2200 at the Cape Side Apartments. Okay, so it's in one of the apartments up here. We're actually making really good time on this, too. Shit, it's already been... Okay, it's already been an hour. It does not feel like it. I feel like it's only been like 20 minutes. Okay. Come here, buddy. Oh, the big man gonna come over and say hi? No? Okay. What are you still doing out here, you little shit?
Trying to sneak up on me again?
Yep.
Trying to snuff me out? Get away, pig!
How do I shoot her? How do I shoot her? It won't let me. Okay. Oh well. Oh well. Construction's going good. We're actually pretty much done. Walls are up, doors are up. All that's left is to prime and paint and then do trim. I'm actually gonna be painting tonight after stream. I'm very, very excited for that. So like it's almost done. I wonder if it's in here. I wonder if this is the room.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging a
Knock
poor
again.
communard from the looks of it. The room is big.
Okay, so that's again the weird bug with the that. Me painting stuff like walls. I actually quite like it. Waves crashing in the dark.
A shift in temperature.
Oh, hello.
The air chills around you.
Hi, shivers.
Dust settles on the stony floor.
Rub your sides
A
for
former architect stands before a slice of window, a room plan in her hand. A cold wave has made the air in the building stand still and frozen, with temperatures falling down to -20 degrees Celsius.
Her face.
It's red from the cold. She's breathing on her fingers, clasping the plan. Traces of sadness are visible in her expression.
The plan.
Faint pencil lines on paper depict the same place, but a missing eastern wall connects the room with the neighboring apartment. Ideas for arranging the furniture have been jotted down.
Look around
It's
yourself.
clean and empty, with new tapestry embellishing the walls. A standard HB graphite pencil has fallen off a three-legged stool in the middle of the room.
Shivers is really interesting. It's basically like supervision.
She had an eye for beauty.
I can see through time and space with it. Okay, so it's none of these rooms. What's happening? So like Shivers is like this sort of, I don't know if it's an imagination-based thing or what, but like it allows me to see kind of like into the past and into my surroundings in a way. Can I not get into these buildings at all, or these rooms at all? Because the way that they're laid out, it sure feels like I should be able to. Going to the fourth dimension. I guess you could say that.
Do I have to open the door? Do you have a warrant?
Let's go. We don't have...
It's generally easier to do things if you...
Damn it. Okay, so I don't have a reason to get in there. Okay, so which apartment do I need to go to then? Is it up here on the past the balcony maybe? Because there's that door, there's this one. This was I genuinely don't know where to go. Harry casually follow you to a tesseract. Yeah. He's going over the singularity. There's none of these. Where the hell do I need to go?
This door is made of metal and...
Where do I need to go for this? Literally none of these doors are where I need to go. The Cape Side Apartments. Where's the fucking Cape Side Apartments? These are the Cape Side Apartments, right? Right? Harry is still the sorry cop in your opinion. I mean, just factually, we're more the commie cop than the sorry cop. We've also got 17 good cop, bad cop going on. I like how there's a boring cop option. I'm gonna have to explore that at some point. Okay, so it's none of these ones up here. Do I need to go in? Is it in this tiny ass room? No. Oh, what's that? Revolutionaries love to pose with their guns. True that. It's not this door, because that's locked. That takes me out to another balcony. Maybe it's out here? Oh, maybe it's one of these doors. Right, no, this is where Cindy sleeps. Boring cop Centris area. That's probably it. Except, no, because you've also got the Moralist. Which probably, because you've also got the Moralist and the Ultra Liberal, so it's probably like combination. Is it up in here?
As you approach the metal grill,
oh, here we
you
go.
can hear several voices having what appears to be an animated discussion. This must be it. Beyond this door lies the beating heart of radical communism in Martinez.
This is kind of easy to find.
Somehow, the night air
I say as I
softens
just
the
wandered
smell of
around
trash
for 10 minutes
and
not knowing where to go.
As the breeze pulls through the canvas like a shuttle through a loom, you catch a hint of something unexpected. Something earthy, warm, and burnt.
A cake.
The acrid smell of failure.
Oh.
No, that's just slightly burnt coffee.
I was close.
A smell you would
Coffee
recognize anywhere.
Just look at these pigs sniffing about after hours.
Hey, why didn't you say the secret door was right behind
Must
you?
have slipped my
Looks
mind.
like the red light district.
You know how it goes.
Kind of, yeah.
The metal grill is cool to the touch.
That's usually how metal works.
You notice the lieutenant is looking uncustomarily anxious. His posture is rigid. His right hand hovers near the zipper of his jacket.
He's gonna start killing people.
He wants so badly to draw his armistice, but he also doesn't want to draw it.
Relax, they're only communists.
Something's not right here. The equation doesn't quite balance.
The equation doesn't balance. He taps his foot and takes a deep breath.
Which is just to say, we should be prepared for any eventuality.
Okay, try to
You
listen.
can make out at least 2 separate voices. 2 voices, both male, approximately early 20s.
Careful with those now. I have it. It's going to work. I can feel it.
Bang on the
The
grill.
clang of metal reverberates all along the scaffolding. The voices coming from the other side fall silent. A pair of frightened hares cowering in some dark crevice of their burrow.
Who's there? Is that you, Maurice?
It's not Maurice, it's the police. Why would you bang? I mean, it was the only way for me to knock. I was knocking. Are you all communists? I'm looking for some
Who said
communists.
communist? Did we say communist? Get out of here.
Listen, I've already built like 0.0001% of communism, but now I need to get organized. Can you help me?
For a moment, silence.
What's the passphrase?
Oh, here we go. It was this. Remember Dobreva and Abaddon.
There's no response. You begin to wonder
Would you bang
whether
and
they
eavesdrop?
slipped
That
out
was
some
it.
back way.
I would eavesdrop more, but there wasn't the option to.
No, they're still there. You can feel them back there.
I have the force.
All right. The key's taped to the back of the door frame.
Really?
Just make sure you put it back when you're done.
Really?
Or it'll all be locked out. And do watch the concrete. It just kind of falls away. In places.
Charmant.
It's that
After
easy.
you, detective.
They just fucking taped the key.
Have fun at your underground meeting, pig. Hope it's a blast.
She hopes they kill me. Above, tarps flap in the wind. Forgotten hammers and nails rust.
The 2 young men are either oblivious to or
They're playing
ignoring
with
your
dominoes.
entrance. Their attentions are fixed on whatever it is they're stacking in the middle of the floor. Matchboxes, it appears.
I think it's holding, Alexis.
It is. It's holding.
It's definitely not holding. Those matchboxes are stacked so haphazardly, it's like they want them to collapse.
Yeah, they're playing with dominoes.
Careful, careful.
Damn. A metaphor for communism.
Damn. Hardly any difference.
The young man shakes his head, and then looks up at you and the lieutenant with barely concealed irritation.
You two. You are late.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I was getting my gun
They
back.
should know the meeting starts at 10 p.m. sharp.
His companion looks up at you and squints. I was busy! I was busy!
There's a great deal of tension in this young man's shoulders, more than someone his age should bear.
Start working it forensically to them. What? Start working it for, oh, like building it up forensically, like in a smart way. Domino Day? That's a competition show? What do they do on that? They just make domino lines?
Meanwhile,
That's kind of cool.
his companion inclines toward him, eager to catch every word that dribbles from his friend's mouth. Just a moment. Could this be the former owner of a certain jacket you acquired recently?
Is it?
Don't let them see you flustered, sire. Play along.
Wait, the Sarah Mirzin jacket. Huh. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna play along. The young man considers you a moment.
We all have to take precautions, especially during these delicate times.
Yes.
What matters is that you've made it, and that you've done the reading.
Reading? We were supposed to read? I was supposed to study for this? Is there a quiz? Please tell me there isn't a quiz.
No one said anything about reading. You'll just have to wing this one.
Okay, there must be some misunderstanding. Whisper, Kim, did you do the reading?
No, detective. The only reading I've been doing is right here.
The lieutenant holds up his little blue notebook.
I have not had time to seek out pretentious communist book clubs, nor have I done their reading.
Damn.
It doesn't sound like they've done the reading, Steban.
No, we have not.
Well, this is getting awkward. I'm not sure what you're expecting to find here then.
More builders.
There's profound consternation in his voice. You suspect it's about something bigger than your not having done the reading.
Yeah, there's a test. No.
Maybe they can explain themselves.
As long as there's no short answer section, I'll be good. I'm really good at multiple choice. Alright, what were you just doing with the matchboxes?
The young man frowns at the little pile of boxes on the floor.
What pile of boxes? It's gone. It despawned.
Nothing, just messing around until the meeting started.
They're watching those matchboxes awfully intently for two guys who are just messing around.
They're having fun.
It's almost as
Come on,
though
interfacing.
they were trying to create the most unstable structure they could.
Guess. Yeah, but the thing is, there's an art to guessing, right? They're gonna sign as the Communist Manifesto. No, it's gonna be something different, just slightly different, because it's it's something Mazov. Krasmazov? It's Krasmazov.
With predictable
It's gonna be
results.
like the communist suggestion. What exactly are you two doing?
In the most generous sense, I would say we're cultivating revolutionary consciousness.
Yes, that's probably the best way to describe it.
But more specifically, we are running a reading group. The most rigorous and theoretically advanced materialist reading group in Martinaise.
Cool, can you give me a
Comrade
book?
Steban is a great discussion leader. One of the best at the university.
University? Of course you would be at the university. That's where they propagandize you with their ideas.
It's obvious they take this group of theirs extremely seriously. Whatever you do, don't compare it to a common book club.
Compare it to a common book club. Got it.
Can you imagine anything duller than a bunch of Beano-clads yanking each other's knobs?
I don't know, man. Yanking each other's knobs seems like a very fun Saturday night. Sounds like a place for intense intellectual engagement. Exactly my
That's
kind
our
of
whole
jam.
thing. The world is so shallow.
Communist
all noise and
commentary.
repetition. We're interested in genuinely radical critique.
Okay.
Precisely. We are not interested in senseless parroting. We like to read critically.
Within the contours of Mazovian historical materialism, of course.
Okay. So what does your reading group actually read?
We study all the foundational texts of Mazovian theory, of course. Just last week, we finished the second volume of Puncher and Watman's Innocence of Capital.
Innocence of Capital, huh?
Truly extraordinary.
And before that, we spent 6 weeks on State and Plasm.
For some reason, the word plasm catches in your ear like a piece of old wax. Uh-oh. You can feel your attention span rapidly deteriorating.
Let my
Your
mind
attention
wander.
detaches.
Let's see where this
The voices
goes.
of the young men fade away. It's a cool evening, you notice.
Listen for night sound.
Out beyond the dull chatter, you catch the sound of a distant seabird, and of course, the sound of the large stretches of canvas that cover the missing sections of wall. The way they billow in the night breeze reminds you of something.
Patch of ocean turned
That
on the
must
side.
be it. You imagine yourself in a small dinghy buoyed along gentle swells. In another life, you might have made a fine seafaring man.
Still could.
Who knows?
Still could.
You may become one yet. Gradually, the pleasant sensation recedes. You turn your attention to the two young men who appear just about finished.
Now I'm gonna get a pop
And
quiz.
before that, there was Abelard's in Pain Infernal.
They were just listing out books. That's
But,
fine.
of course, our special emphasis is on the theories of Ignace Nilsson and his followers, especially the inframaterialists.
Inframaterial.
You're not familiar with him? It's pretty advanced stuff. You may not be ready for it yet, gendarme.
The two young men exchanged skeptical side glances. Okay, but who's this Ignace Nilsson
Only
guy?
Krasmazov's most trusted lieutenant,
Aha.
the evangelist of the revolution, and the founding father of the People's Republic of Samara.
Oh, interesting.
It's hard to overstate how unimpressed he is that you've never heard of this world historical
Legendary
individual.
failure. Oh man, I almost had it.
He also happens to be the greatest communist theorist after Mazov himself. It was Nilsson who first postulated the existence of ideological plasm,
Is he
which
supposed to
forms
be
the basis
Lenin?
of inframaterialist
I don't know
theory.
enough about Lenin. I don't know
Those
enough
words
about
again.
fucking
You've
Russians.
got to find out what this inframaterialist stuff is all about.
Okay, I guess we do have to do that.
Whatever it is, one thing's perfectly clear. These young students have a much deeper understanding of communism than you do.
It's almost like they've been studying it for years, probably.
You could learn a thing or two from them. If you can convince them you're one of them.
I'm just. Oh, Sand, you baffle me. Okay, you can learn a thing if you convince them.
The young man sighs. His companion looks about furtively.
Can we keep the chat in English, Sand, instead of Google translating the same phrase over and over again into different stuff? You're the only one here that finds it funny.
Lynching? No. We're not an operational cell.
We think of ourselves as more of an intellectual vanguard.
Mm-hmm. What's your group's stance of the lynching?
Our stance? What? Do you want to know if the SRV has established a party line on the lynchings in Martinez?
Yes.
Though historically speaking, the SRV has supported direct action against right-wing paramilitary squads.
As we should.
Especially when they are doing the Indo-tribes' dirty work.
Good point. So as a provisional matter, I can say we support it.
Okay.
Are they being sarcastic? You feel like you're caught in some elaborate joke labyrinth, but it's impossible to see your way through. It's always that way. Beneath the crust of irony, there's a molten sincerity that threatens to erupt forth. You may witness it yet.
Okay. Is your reading group affiliated with a union?
No, we're an independent organization. We acknowledge and respect the union's efforts, but our interests are more theoretical than Mr. Clare's.
One second. Come on, figure it out. There we go. Now I can stand up. God damn it, I forgot to unplug my desk, or plug my desk back in. I'd unplugged it the other day for reasons. Alright. Oh, that's actually way better. It's been a minute since I put it into standing mode. Perfect.
He speaks the truth.
Okay, so they're independent. They're not aligned with the union at all. So what's your stance on crime in general?
Crime is simply the inevitable expression of the injustice and incoherence embedded within capitalism itself.
Generally, yeah.
Delivered with the smug assurance of a schoolboy reciting a maxim he's committed to memory.
It's a symptom, in other words, not a cause.
Just the first part wasn't. Second one is something should write it within German. Well, it just auf Deutsch word. Are you saying, well, it's just German words? I don't know. I don't know anything about anything that isn't English.
His companion can barely suppress a yawn.
Are there any operational communists in
No,
Martinez?
unfortunately. The communards were hunted down and killed nearly to a man.
Yeah.
All that's left of them are bones and old rifles.
That was the whole, war thing. Well, that's too bad.
It's a world historical nightmare, one from which we've yet to awaken.
This little side mission has been so much more boring than I thought it would be.
When will you wake up? And what will you see when you do? A moment of silence. They're waiting for you to speak.
Where's the rest of the people? They said that the thing started at 10 sharp, and we were late, but there's nobody else here.
What do you mean? This is the reading group.
So it's just the two of you.
We're in something of a rebuilding phase.
Huh.
Some of our former
I was
comrades
under the
didn't
impression
have
that there was more of them.
Fortitude
Why is Kim so on edge? I don't know. Maybe he just really doesn't like communists. Okay, what happened to them?
Intellectual attrition is maybe the best way to describe it. Felix said he couldn't keep up with the reading on top of his classwork. And Susanna wanted to read text other than Mazovian theory. Like novels, if you can believe it.
Oh, what a fucking crazy thing. This is, oh my god. This is exactly, they're doing the meme. They're doing the meme of like, oh, you can't be a leftist and enjoy life. The only thing, if you're a leftist, the only thing that you can do is be miserable and read nonfiction and read theory. You're not allowed to have fun. You're not allowed to enjoy what little you can. If you read anything else than theory, you're not really up for the cause. They're doing the fucking meme.
Imagine the audacity of wanting to read a novel in a reading group.
And hey, I like a good novel every now and then.
But you can always join a book club if that's what you're into. We've tried recruiting new members, but unfortunately the current intellectual climate is pretty hostile to inframaterialist thought. These days, if you're on the left, the ascendant schools are the Godwallians and their iconoclasts.
Don't forget about Maurice and the turnips.
What's wrong with turnips?
Right. Then there was the whole turnip debacle.
Yeah, what's wrong with turnips?
It's an unfortunate story. You see, our ex-comrade Maurice is something of an economist.
Ex-comrade.
He's studying macro and microeconomics.
Well, a real intellectual, it sounds like.
Right. So a few weeks ago, we were discussing the extra physical capabilities of the revolutionary state. And Maurice said, what were his exact words, Ulex's?
It was unbelievable. He said, turnips don't care if they are grown by communists, moralists, or Vulcan. They grow just the same.
I mean, that's just factually true.
Basically, he was rejecting the whole foundation of inframaterialist theory.
What? That's true.
What is this inframaterialist business they keep blathering about? You've never heard of anything like it.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Simply that under suitably revolutionary conditions, crop yields naturally increase relative to non-revolutionary crops. Which Morris somehow has
having
the gall
diversity
to
in
deny.
friend groups is very good, but like only meeting up with friends if you have enough of it at a time, that's insane. That is priming your existence for only thinking in terms of being correct and not actually like existing. Yeah, how they think that we form friend groups.
Susanna said that he has been hanging out with some non-communists lately.
For us,
It was
the question
satire,
boiled
yeah.
down to,
The thing
if
is,
you don't even accept the basic ideas of Nielsen and inframaterialist theory, why are you in the reading
I could
group?
totally believe a group of like terminally online 14-year-olds who are just getting into the concept of progressivism doing something like that and then growing out of it because they were 14. But like that's kind of like the thing, right? Is that like a 14-year-old who is who's not necessarily misguided, but like is young, impressionable, and is just starting to understand like the concept of progressivism and is like annoying about it online. Like that's where the basis to so much hatred comes from. It's like, yeah, they're learning things. They'll grow out of the annoying phase eventually. What matters is that their heart's in the right place. Way better that than being a Nazi. All right. Totally understand. I don't understand it all. Wait, what did he say? If you don't even accept the basic ideals of Nielsen, why are you in the reading group? To learn!
Well, it wasn't so much that he was expelled.
Okay.
He just quit coming. We haven't seen him around for weeks.
Oh, he might be dead. Maurice might be dead. What about Cindy?
Cindy is... How to describe her role?
She's the muscle.
Something of an ideological auxiliary, perhaps.
She's the muscle.
Yes. That's exactly how I would put it. And naturally, we support her radical counter-liberal aesthetics.
But she refuses to submit an essay, so we can't call her a member of the group per se.
An essay? These guys are fucking dorks.
That doesn't stop her from using the room for studio space, of course.
Yeah, so what's bad about the Gottwaldians?
They're the
I don't
most
even know what
depressing
the hell.
school of communism. They love
Oh, that was
writing
one of the
long books
schools.
with a patina of Mazovian theory to cover up their cheap psychologizing.
Okay.
A gang of cheap psychologists and intellectual midgets. Typical Gottwalders,
I'm
in
gonna join
other
an
words.
IT beginners group and ask why I never touched Python before. It's almost like I'm here to learn.
It's okay for Uli to say that because his dad is from Gottwald.
Okay, so what's so depressing
The
about their
Gottwald
theories?
school believe that intellectuals as a class are capable of sparking revolutionary change. So all they can do is critique capitalism from inside itself.
I mean, they have somewhat of a point
In
there.
other words, they have lost faith in their own relevance.
That's why they spend all their time smoking cigarettes and writing long works of criticism that make you want to commit suicide.
Which is horribly miserable.
It is miserable. That's probably why they're always committing suicide. You see, the Gottwald school look like
These guys
communists.
are goofy as
They
shit.
talk like communists. But scratch the patina and you'll see beneath that they're just depressed liberals who've read too many books.
Alright, okay, but what about the
For
iconoclasts?
starters, they love talking about beans.
Beans?
That's right.
Beans!
Iconoclasts are obsessed with beans. They love thinking about beans.
You're bored and you
They
finish
love
your
counting
Python
beans.
code.
But most
code
of
for a
all,
game, you got nothing
they
to
love
do.
building
Maybe you
models
could
to predict how many
draw.
beans there'll be in the future.
What is sec? That's Sigma? I don't know languages.
Nota bene, iconoclast is an extra pejorative
Very
form
Sigma.
of the already pejorative name, Mazovian economists, a moderate school of Mazovianism which advocates the gradual transition to communism through carefully managed economic
I guess that makes more
modernization
sense.
rather than violent social revolution.
They're by far the most bean-centric school of communism.
Yeah, I love talking about beans.
Ah, yes, the much maligned bean counters, ensconced in their think tanks and high rises, believing they can save the world through a series of incremental, assiduously technocratic reforms.
Yeah, beans are a metaphor.
If only. They've got all the beans accounted for in their asset sheets, their quarterly budgets, their future projections. But for some reason, there are never enough beans to go
Wait,
around.
are they actually talking
So
about
we've
literal
just got to cut
beans?
our bean rations in half.
I thought it was a joke about bean
And
counters.
next thing you know, there are budget cuts, so now we've got to cut the bean rations in half again.
They're quite literally talking about beans.
You see, iconoclasts claim to be communists, but in reality, they're just liberals with hard-ons for spreadsheets. Of
What
course
about the
not.
liberals?
The
Are
only
they
people who
liberals
actually
too?
call themselves liberals are mouth-foaming reactionaries.
Basically indistinguishable from fascists. You'd need an X-ray machine to tell the difference.
Well, you know what they say. Scratch a liberal and a fascist bleeds.
Go ahead.
Alright, are you guys accepting new
We
members?
typically only accept
I need to
new
get
members
myself
once
organized,
per
you know.
semester.
You're using
There's
beans
this
as
whole
example.
process
Yeah, but they're
with
talking about
essays,
literal beans and
presentations
not like
on
the
assigned
bean
topics.
counters. They're talking about food rations and stuff. Unless they are still being metaphorical, in which case, fuck them for being
But
dicks.
given that we have some extra seating at the moment, I guess we could be convinced to expedite an application or two.
Esteban,
Ooh.
you can't be serious. For these gendarmes?
Hey, we all got to start somewhere.
I am serious. As materialists, we've got to adapt to conditions as they are.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, you still need to pass the interview portion of the entrance process.
Interview portion. I don't know anything about myself. I don't know how I could pass an interview
Assume
like
he's
this.
even still interested, that is.
Oh. Oh. Oh, voracious bibliophilic territorn. What the fuck does that mean? Okay, so I have a 72% chance to take that. Now what I'm gonna do, oh, it is a white check. So let's do it. If I fail it, I'll put a point in composure.
What's there to
Cool.
be scared of?
I didn't have to waste a
You've
point.
really been cracking the books these last few days.
I really
You
have.
can go
I opened and
toe to
closed that one book
intellectual
so
toe
many
with any
times.
reading group in Martinez. You've spent a not inconsiderable amount of time arranging the works in your mental library by theme and period. All the ideas and references you'll need are ready at hand.
Let's do it. Let's do an
Now,
interview.
Chin up. You've got this.
That's exactly what I said. Crack your knuckles. All right, let's do this.
Oh, you want to start now?
Yeah.
Sure. we
At
can
almost
manage that.
midnight. That's a good time to run an interview, right?
You've caught him off balance. The momentum is already in your favor.
Hell yeah, because that's what you want to do in a meeting of intellectuals is, or like equals, is to catch your opponent off balance.
Go ahead and take a seat.
Because this is a debate,
Since
not
we
an
haven't
interview.
had time to prepare an exhaustive questionnaire, I think we can keep this interview more freeform.
Sweet.
Why don't you tell us a bit about the books you're interested in? And we'll just see where the conversation goes.
I mean, I reread Dick Mullen a couple times. I read a book about birds. And then, something with like quizzes about the world. I don't remember that one very much. Let's see. For me, it's more about finding the right thing at the right moment. I like that. I like that. I'm more into practical books. Books may help understand. I may not have read many books, but that doesn't mean I don't have stories. No, I like this one.
We prefer difficult books. Books that might destroy you if you don't destroy them first.
That's
heard
enough,
Moby Kid. Those are
Louis.
the only books
It's the
I've ever
gendarme's
read.
opinions we are interested in. But to Comrade Ulix's point, isn't there value in reading really difficult books? Just for the sheer challenge of it.
Yeah, to be honest, these days I prefer escapist stuff, like classic Dick Mullen.
I'm sure as a gendarme, you have a very interesting take on the Mullen character.
Yes.
This is a good start.
Here we go,
They're
here we
starting
go.
to loosen up. You feel relaxed and in control.
Why did the
This
screen
is your
fade to black
area
for a
of
second?
expertise after all. This is your chance to show off your own critical faculties. Show them what an introspective cop looks like.
But I really just like it because I'm a cop too, you know? Okay, but in the end, Mullen is a reflection of a political legal institution that's irreconcilably divided between protecting the people and defending the material interests of the capital. I mean, that's just
The
accurate.
lieutenant doesn't speak, but you believe you detect a slight widening of his eyes, as though he never expected such a cogent thought to emerge from your mouth.
He's like, holy shit, he's got more than 2 brain cells floating around in there.
A compelling point for sure. We'd probably be better off if more police officers learned to think so reflectively about their social function.
Probably. We'd definitely be better off.
These kids are eating out of your hand, practically. Another quarter of an hour disappears.
Hell yeah.
The questions come rapid fire,
like manga
but
60.
you have an answer for every one. Now you can sense things starting to slow down. The interview must be reaching an inflection point.
All right.
But now I'm curious.
Here we go.
Do you think there's value in reading so-called practical nonfiction?
Depends on what you mean by practical nonfiction. Oh, because I read the Cockatoo. Oh, these are both books that I read. The alphabet, the fucking kids book, and then like the Cockatoo book. I think I'm gonna use
Cockatoos.
The Cockatoo book.
Fascinating. So tell us what you gathered from your ornithological researches.
Well, I found out that I'm a cockatoo,
Now's
apparently.
your chance to end this interview on a high note.
Hell yeah,
this
here we
is
go.
a subject where you hold all the advantages.
Oh yeah, man, I'm an expert in bird law. That was the first time I saw the darkness of my own soul reflected back to me in cockatoo
I have
form.
to say, I never realized cockatoos could be so apocalyptic. I've only ever seen the gray ones.
I just blew these dudes' minds.
It makes sense though. Mazovianism stresses the essential continuity between humanity and nature. So anything you find in one should be reflected in the other. What's the exact quote, Uli?
I believe it's, man is the mirror of the world.
I like that.
In any case, I think we've heard enough. We could use someone with your
Discuss
perspective in the
Birdemic,
group.
cinematic masterpiece.
With just a bit more
I've
theoretical
never heard of
foundation.
it. What is
I
it
think
like
you'd be making
Sharknado
real
where it's just a bunch of birds and they kill people?
Yes, I would say he's got serious potential at least.
And with that, welcome to the most ideologically advanced materialist reading group in Martinez.
I joined a book club.
Here's your first assignment.
Oh,
It's
he
an
gave me a
overview of
book.
inframaterialist
Damn
theory.
it, I didn't want to
A little
read.
basic, as you'll see. But one has to start somewhere.
Man, I didn't expect to have to read when I joined this book club. God damn it. Well, I'll add it to my
You're
list.
going to fit right in, I think. Come back when you're done. We'll be here pretty much every night after 10 p.m.
Okie dokie.
Do be sure to take your time with the reading. We'll be eager to hear your thoughts.
All right. Cool. Oh, there's things I can click on. Coffee. At the bottom of the pot, an isle of black sludge rises from a shadowy sea. Try not to think about the cracks spidering out across the floor. I'll do my best. This is straight up just like open to the air. A rickety easel surrounded by pots of gouache. Oh god damn, there's so many going on. Cindy is no doubt. Could it be the Phasmid? No. What? What about the Phasmid? Huh. This one says no war but class war. This poster reads under the cobblestones, communism. Okay, let's read this book. I'm just gonna whip it out and read it right in front of him. Where is it? There it is. Here it is. Book. A brief look at inframaterialism. I feel like this is gonna be boring.
The cover of this pocket-sized volume features a swirl of
There's a
orange,
fan
yellow,
fiction forum
and
at your
green.
uni where you can
The
discuss
title,
fan fiction
A Brief Look at
scientifically.
Inframaterialism,
What's scientific
is set
about it?
in an
Like
authoritative,
psychology
yet
of
approachable
people who
serif font.
write or read it, or what? You're thinking of joining a couple sessions but too lazy to drive there? That's always a good reason not to do something, being too lazy. That's like the main reason why I don't do most things. I'm just too lazy to do them.
What an interesting color palette. It's vibrant, yet somehow leaves you ever so slightly nauseated. On the inside jacket flap,
Kind of like
you
how
find a
vomit can
brief
be
summary.
vibrant. You do
What
it right.
is inframaterialism? A highly theoretical branch of Mazovian communism? A collection of mystical ramblings by a discredited revolutionary? Or possibly both?
Probably both. Probably
This
both.
brief look,
Or whatever you call
TM,
scientific
introduces readers
literary
to one
analysis.
of this
Oh, okay.
century's most
So it's like
fascinating
it's like an
and
English class then
misunderstood
almost
theories
for
in a concise,
that is interesting because
jargon-free manner.
like, you know, it's still literature in a way. You know, it's not like fully published books or whatever, but it's still literature. Oh, someone's throwing up. He's fine. All right, literary theory, yeah. That makes sense. That actually sounds quite interesting. The thing is fan fiction terrifies me, so I would never want to touch that. All right, so far so
You
good.
turn to the table of contents. The guide itself is divided into several sections with seemingly esoteric titles like Effects of Plasm on Root Vegetables and Mental Projection and Transference. There's also a brief introduction about the life of Ignis Nielsen.
Lord. Yeah, it still reflects something in society, even if it's value. Yeah, exactly. Like, and like that value is just like perceived value because it doesn't like sell copies or whatever the fuck. But yeah, no, like it's you know, it's fanfiction is a testament to human creativity, I feel. It's not something I'm personally interested in, but it is one hell of an important testament to human creativity. That and like fan art and everything. Like people talk about how it's like lesser because for like multiple reasons. For it could be like because it's like digital, because a lot of fan art is digital, because it's an easy to access medium, and also like I don't know, the fact that it's not like original stuff or anything like that, you know, ignoring sequels and like franchises or whatever. But I think it's got a lot of value. All right, read the introduction of Ignis Nielsen.
Known to his numerous admirers as the evangelist of the revolution, and to his even more numerous enemies as the Apocalyptic Shrike.
The Apocalyptic
Ignis Nielsen
Shrike
remains
That's a
one of
cool
the most
nickname.
controversial and fascinating figures to emerge in the years of the anti-centennial revolution, second only to Krasmazov himself. During his unparalleled life, he helped guide a revolution in one country and found a new state in another. Along the way, he committed some of the most notorious war crimes in an era famed for its atrocities.
Damn, well that's not good. Is this guy supposed to be Stalin?
He is your brother, a fellow Doom Prophet.
Oh hell yeah, Doom Prophet? That's
And yet,
rad.
his most fascinating contribution to history may be the most overlooked. His theory of ideological plasm, from which his followers and successors developed the school of communism known as inframaterialism.
This is so boring. I don't care about fictional
If you're
theory.
like most people, you probably believe that your thoughts reside in your brain, right?
They do.
That's not right at all.
Oh.
Thoughts don't exist in the brain. They float through the air.
I don't think that's how
Your brain
thoughts
is
work.
but a fish
No.
swimming through them.
No, that's thoughts come from the brain because they're electrical impulses being going.
Wrong. At least according to Ignis Nielsen.
Well, fuck you then, Inland Empire.
As Mazov's devoted comrade and leading theoretician, Nielsen was responsible for developing much of the intellectual foundation.
Yeah, we're
of
talking about
communism.
Nielsen.
But
There's like there's
his
Krasmazov
interests and
that's Marx,
speculations
and
were
then there's
famously wide-ranging.
Ignis Nielsen that's Lenin.
During his final years in exile, he produced, among other things, an early guide to home brewing, instructions for raising revolutionary children, plans for a universal pictographic language, and a detailed materialist critique of Dolores Day's chess strategy.
Chess strategy.
A true man
They have
of
chess?
ideas, equal to any of the great DeLorean polymaths.
You guys are true a Renaissance
But
man.
one subject he returned to time and time again was the fundamental relationship between thoughts and matter. We may yet discover, he wrote in his notebooks, that under certain exceptional circumstances, the proletariat's embrace of historical materialism may be so fervent that their beliefs take form in the world of matter as a kind of revolutionary plasm.
Can you break that down? Can you break that down Barney style for
Certainly.
me?
In essence, Nielsen is arguing that thoughts don't just reside inside the brain, they radiate outward from it.
That's called speaking.
According to this idea, the brain is an ideological transponder, constantly emitting waves of highly politicized energy, which Nielsen called plasm.
I ain't absorbing any of this either. Interesting. Nielsen calls it a plasm. I wonder if that has anything to do with the plasmid. It doesn't, but that's interesting. Huh. Whoa.
Whoa is right. What's more, Nielsen speculated that this plasm,
Something
when it
about
becomes
thoughts
powerful enough, might
floating
begin to
outside the
influence
brain.
the material reality
And
surrounding
that
it.
means
Hence
communism.
the
I don't
name,
know.
inframaterialism. Unfortunately, Nielsen passed away before he was able to develop these initial ideas into a full-fledged theory.
Thank God, because that was
work
insane.
Was left to subsequent generations
Ectoplasm,
of
more like
communist
endoplasm.
theorists.
put that plasm inside of
Building
me.
on Nielsen's basic insight, these theorists reached a startling conclusion that a sufficiently revolutionary state might begin to exhibit certain extra-physical effects based on the amount of plasm generated by its citizens.
Is this book, was he trying to say that the collective unconscious could create inframaterialism just like spontaneously, which is of course what this is?
The actual theory is highly technical, but for the purposes of this brief look, TM, that's a fine working definition of the concept.
It's like, oh yeah, communism will come true if enough people believe in it. Isn't this like the Warhammer orc thing, where like if they believe in something,
That's
it becomes
because
true?
This is absolute idiocy, not even worth engaging with.
Exactly.
No.
It's insane.
There's something here. You can feel it.
Okay, just give it a few more pages. Now I'm starting to get interested because this is just the ramblings of an insane
the revolutionary
person.
state by the level of plasm required to achieve them.
Okay.
At the lowest, or first level, revolutionary plasm is
this a
believed
pyramid
to
scheme?
stimulate or invigorate matter without altering its essential properties.
All right, but how does the plasm stimulate matter?
To take one example.
Yeah, that's how I made
during
Santa
the
Claus become
Revolutionary
real.
period, many communard farmers in Grad reported extraordinary yields of certain root vegetables, most notably turnips.
I guarantee that it's not because of some like bullshit plaza thing. It's probably because the workers were maybe, of course, not knowing like the actual conditions of the workers, but the idea, right, is that people are owning an actual part of it. Maybe they're more motivated to do better work. They probably just took care of the crops better.
The difference in these yields was simply too great to be accounted for by mere climate or soil conditions. The only reasonable explanation, inframaterialists argue, is the high level of revolutionary plasm emanating from the commune itself.
Oh yeah, man. The turnips are better because they're communist turnips. The turnips believe in it and it made them better.
Even today, in parts of the SRV, there are collective farms whose root vegetable yields exceed those thought possible by capitalist agronomists.
I guarantee it's just because the people have a better vested interest in doing a better job, and so they just have better yields because they care more about it, because they're not detached from their labor.
Who's to say the farmers aren't just cooking the books? Sounds
that
like
too. That's also a
obvious
possibility.
SRV propaganda. It's also been postulated that plasm may account for the remarkably full and manly facial hair observed on some communist males.
No, damn it. Damn it. I should have never have shaved. Oh, okay, stroke your bare chin.
Your hand feels clammy against your bare chin. You wipe it along the back of the book and keep reading.
Don't do that, the poor book.
Of course, inframaterialists argue that revolutionary plasm may stimulate human physiology in other ways as well.
It's like the Fairytopia finale where the fairies revive the vital spring power by uniting their power beams. Isn't that the end of Ghostbusters, where they kill the Marshmallow Man by crossing the beams? I don't know, I've never watched Ghostbusters.
White hot communist sex, baby.
Oh, we are? I didn't realize we were talking about communist sex. Cool,
That's
okay.
Correct. Reports from the revolutionary period claim that the most radically devoted communards were able to engage in vigorous intercourse for up to 8 hours at a time.
Damn! Damn! Aren't you not supposed to keep an erection for more than 4 hours? Because then, like, it'll start to get necrotic. I feel like 8 hours is it's kind of not a good idea. That's probably bullshit.
8 hours? There's no way. Your equipment would be mashed to jelly.
I don't like endurance that you're calling my dick the equipment. Let's move on from
No wonder
this.
the communards couldn't shoot. They were too shagged out.
They were going through such intense post-nut clarity they could not even aim.
Hyperproductive vegetables and ultra-horny communards are fine, but this theory hasn't quite gotten strange enough for you.
It hasn't? Are you saying it's gonna get more strange? Do these guys actually believe this? These two are insane.
Sexual euphoria, increased sensitivity to stimulation, If you didn't know better,
Just pop some
you'd
more
say this
Viagra.
piece
No,
of
that'll make it
stuff
worse!
Sounds a lot like being on amphetamines.
Maybe it is. I could go for some
And
amphetamines.
on that note, you feel like you've gotten the general idea of inframaterialism.
Sweet.
Enough to carry on a basic conversation, at least.
That totally
But
made
if you'd like
sense.
to go even deeper into some of the more speculative aspects of the theory, you could always read further.
Let's read further.
Of course you want to go deeper. What else are you here for?
True.
The book
Well, I'm here for
fits
the
quite
experience,
snugly
but
into your palm. It would also fit comfortably into a jacket pocket.
keep reading.
You flip
I
forward
want to see
a
where
few
this
pages
goes.
until
I
you
want to
come
continue
upon a
reading this
chapter
insane
titled
rambling.
Mental Projection and Transference.
Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Mental projection and transference.
When
All
a
right.
community has achieved a sufficiently high degree
This is
of
going to talk about
revolutionary
soul
fervor,
transfer or something.
inframaterialists believe that second-level effects may be observed.
They're going to talk about soul transfer.
At this second level, certain hyper-revolutionary individuals may even develop the ability to extend their thoughts into material space and vice versa.
Man, this what was his name? Nilsson guy? This guy needs to have laid off the drugs.
According to inframaterialist theory, yes. Under suitably revolutionary conditions, that is.
Oh yeah, only during revolutionary conditions.
It's become something
Mass
of a folk
hysteria.
legend that during their final meeting, Nilsson and Mazov didn't speak a single word, preferring to sit in silence with their chamomile tea, reading one another's thoughts.
That's probably not what happened.
One of the minor tragedies of the late revolutionary period is that few reliable accounts survive.
Yeah, because they fucking killed everybody.
Much of what we know of the communard's activities during this period come from memoirs and second-hand accounts, some only written down decades after the fact, and of dubious authenticity.
Also, like the Bible. All right, so why do these effects only work for hyper-revolutionary communists?
Because plasm has never been directly observed, the exact mechanism behind these effects remains entirely speculative.
Yeah.
In other
That doesn't
words,
surprise
there's
me in the
no
slightest.
evidence that any of this mind-reading stuff is real.
Then who is I'm hearing in brain then, logic?
Why are you getting hung up on mechanisms? Open your mind's aperture just a little wider. You're so close to true understanding.
I am?
Psst. You know what else lets you feel like you can read minds? Spooky old Pyrrolidon.
Electrochem's got a point. Electrochem's got a point. Wait, so if there's no evidence plasm exists, how can the theory be
Most
true?
inframaterialists
Because it's not.
would argue that the inability of skeptics to detect plasm is simply evidence of their own insufficient revolutionary enthusiasm.
There's the pyramid scheme bullshit. There's the pyramid scheme bullshit. Oh, well, you know, if you didn't detect it, then you just didn't believe hard enough. You just didn't want it bad enough. Oh, yep, there's the crackpot shit. I mean, it's already been crackpot shit, but
there you have it.
I was wondering when it was going to go up into there.
Unfalsifiable loop.
Yep, circular
The theory
logic.
is impossible to disprove on its own grounds, meaning it's hardly a theory at all. This should be more than enough for a stimulating discussion. That said, if you're still yearning for more,
Hell yeah, let's keep
you
going.
must. Everyone knows books save their best parts for the end.
Not necessarily. Look at Game of Thrones.
You breeze through the next several sections until you arrive at the final chapter, titled A Communism Above Reality.
Okay, now we're going to start talking about the afterlife.
When a society's revolutionary fervor reaches the third and highest level, inframaterialist theoreticians have postulated that the laws of physics cease to be laws.
All right, so they cease to be laws. What do they become
More like
then?
suggestions, according to some of the SRV's leading inframaterialists.
Oh yeah, by the way, if you believe hard enough in communism, you can travel through time, according to this book.
Of course, it's impossible to say what exactly happens under these
You
conditions.
can also defy gravity if you
No known
want.
society has ever achieved the levels of revolutionary enthusiasm the theory seems to require.
Well, that's convenient.
Some inframaterialists have even argued that it might require more plasm than humanity alone may be
Again,
capable of producing.
that's convenient. So there's non-human sources of plasm?
In the SRV, there have been attempts to organize
Can my
certain
cat
species of
produce
aquatic
plasm?
mammals, as well as a
Dennis, can you
few of
produce
the higher
plasm?
corvids.
She can't produce plasm. She has no brain cell. She don't think.
But as of this writing, only human
I do
beings have
believe crows and
demonstrated the
ravens
intellectual
totally could,
capacity
though. Oh,
for
hi, you're not supposed to be
revolutionary
here.
communism.
Can't confirm. You're just floating in air. You believe so strongly that you can defy gravity. That's impressive. I wish I could ever believe in anything that strongly. Has anyone ever gotten close to reaching the
There are numerous stories from Samara involving bandits or fascist mercenaries being levitated by farmers from the most ideologically advanced communes. Of course, few of these incidents have ever been rigorously investigated or substantiated.
I think typing via telekinesis is just voice to chat, so that's not really that impressive.
The form of these stories also recalls several well-known Samaran folk tales.
Call me back when you can
in particular,
type via
the one
telepathy.
commonly known as Clever Oleg and the Flying Magistrate.
Clever Oleg and the Flying Magistrate.
Among known attempts to channel
clever was
third-level
he?
capabilities, the most well-documented is the curious case of Coalition warship Debutante.
Well, I gotta know what that's
It
about.
concerns an interesting series of events that took place during the invasion of Revachol. As Coalition forces made landfall, a cadre of Nielsen's most fervent acolytes attempted to compress a Coalition-era static with their collective
Tough crowd to
will.
please. I am notoriously unpleasable. I am
According to
unhappy.
Communard law, these acolytes positioned
It's just
themselves
not
at the top
impressive
of a
enough.
redoubt
You
just
just
over
gotta
the Bay
impress
of
me. That
Revachol.
just wasn't enough.
From that vantage, they proceeded to visualize pinching Coalition warship Debutante between their fingers, a gesture
Oh, hey,
believed
Damien.
to assist
You're typing by
in the
commanding the snow
extra-physical
outside to do it.
materialization
That's
of
cool.
their thoughts.
So you're commanding the snow to type for you. See, that just seems a little bit much.
The Communards were notoriously under-equipped against the much better-funded Coalition.
Maybe they
In
should
any
have
event,
gotten good
it's
then.
doubtful even ceramic armor would have altered the outcome.
They should have just done better.
The acolytes, along with the redoubt, were vaporized in an artillery strike before the process could be completed.
Yeah, there's not really a way to skill issue your way out of that one.
Picture the lot of them, all standing with their fingers in the air 1 minute, the next reduced to a bloody mist. It's been said, though, that in the
Just the
weeks
power of the
following the
plasm.
battle, the captain
Power
of
of the plasm,
Debutante
man.
noted an increase in incidents of crewmen striking their heads on unexpectedly low bulkheads. Of course, colorful anecdotes only scratch the surface of what inframaterialists believe may be possible in a truly third-level society.
So what would that look like? We'd just be floating around. You probably wouldn't even have to like eat anymore. You wouldn't have to do shit.
Some have theorized that such a society
Hedonism.
would be fundamentally unrecognizable, lacking many of the institutions we typically take for granted in advanced societies, including organized governments, financial institutions, and law enforcement. Others have argued that people living under third-level conditions will be immune to such infirmities as hunger, disease, and mental illness.
Sounds like a real utopia.
In some of his later writings, Nielsen himself speculated about the potential for an extra-physical architecture that disregards the laws of bourgeois physics and instead relies on the revolutionary faith of the people for structural integrity.
Bourgeois physics. Dude, this guy lost his fucking mind. What if the Phasmid is a third level crew? Oh, Phasmid, not Plasmid. I'm an idiot. Yeah. They might be. That would actually. Ooh. If you believe that they're real, then they become real. Reminds you of the Thomas theorem. As ridiculous as these theories sound, if we define a situation as real, it is real, and its consequences. It reminds me of like and like collective consciousness. And I talked about this right in the Satisfactory stream, like the whole idea of like the collective unconscious. If enough people believe something, it retroactively becomes truth. That's kind of like the idea that Nielsen is going with this, is that like, but it's only communist collective unconsciousness, collective uncommunist, if you will. And it just it sounds like a bad theory to design buildings based
Nielsen
on.
called it the highest expression of communist principles, A society whose literal foundation is the faith of its people.
This is the kind of shit a 14-year-old on Twitter would say.
On the following page, you come across a few black and white reproductions from Nielsen's own notebooks. One sketch depicts a government ministry shaped like a great inverted pyramid. A hectare in width at the top, balanced atop foundations the size of common apartments.
It's just the ultra power of class consciousness.
Another depicts a leaning tower wrapped in a dramatic helix. The caption beneath it reads, "The Tower of History." Something about that tower looks awfully familiar.
It's DNA.
Could it be
it's a helix.
That's what the students were trying to recreate with the matchboxes?
Oh! They were trying to make that. Oh my god! They were trying to make the most unstable structure possible and then will it to stay up. That's what they were doing. Okay. So, all right. So what if people stop believing and the building collapses? I did get my gun back. Yeah, that was the first thing we did. I got it back. I failed the check, so thankfully the gun wasn't loaded when Pigs had it. And then I went to Titus and was like, hey, you should go help the woman. And then he's like, okay, we will.
In the corner of one of the reproduced notebook pages, you can make out the following words, written in Nielsen's distinctive slashing script. A state that has lost the faith of its people has forfeited the right to exist.
I mean, you know, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good line. That's a pretty good line. All right, plausible or not, there's something beautiful about this idea. That's the thing. It's like there is. It's like the idea of the people need to be behind doing things. People need to believe it. People need to like genuinely believe and be invested in these things. And it's very good for theory, like, and like using it as a basis for how you should live, but not actually using it as like a practical thing of, oh, we're gonna believe that buildings stand up, so it's buildings stand up. I feel like okay, there's two ways to look at this, right? Especially considering this statement. There's two ways to look at it, right? Ramblings of a madman genuinely believing that, oh, we need to believe that the buildings will stay up and they'll stay up, or it's all metaphor. It's all metaphor for the belief in the system, the belief in your fellow man, the belief in the collective, in the class, in the class consciousness and everything. The belief that things will work out if you put the work in. It's not, you know, like, what am I trying to say here? Yeah, maybe it's not completely insane. Maybe he's just talking about it in a sort of metaphysical sense, and he's not actually trying to literally say that we should be building buildings out of belief. Plausible or not, there's something beautiful about this idea. Is there any more?
There is no more. You've reached the outer theoretical limits of communism, and in less than 200 pages.
Nice.
If you'd like to read further,
less than 200
may we
pages?
recommend
Wow.
a brief look at Occidental architecture.
Okie dokie, put the book away. All right, so I just stood here and read that entire book in front of you, and now we're gonna discuss it.
You're back.
All right, I'm ready. Let's talk about it.
Yes, let's get right to it.
His companion leans forward, ready to jump in.
I feel like I genuinely learned something
They're
there,
impressed
even though I didn't learn
that you
anything about
dove
anything in the
right
real
into
world.
the most advanced parts of the theory.
Hell yeah.
Half an hour evaporates, and the conversation is
The time
still
doesn't
wending
progress
its way
past 2
toward
2 a.m.
new and unexpected places. The cool breeze coming off the bay wraps itself around the Capeside apartments in a nearly forgotten part of that glorified construction site, surrounded by rusted pieces of scaffolding and walls of faded tarpaulin. A detective of the RCM debates the intricacies of an abstruse theory with a pair of university students.
But if it's true that this individual possesses so much capital that light literally bends around him, then that must mean...
I completely forgot about the light bending guy! I completely forgot about him. Holy shit, like there is some actual fucking, like, there is some actual, like, in-game, real-world application of these ideas. Because there's the guy that has so much fucking money that light bends around him in that goddamn shipping container. So... Lightbender? I don't know if you were here for that. We'll go see him again. We'll go talk to him.
In Innocence of Capital, Puncher and Wortman argue that communists must possess as little capital as possible in order to keep their thinking undiluted by its influence.
That is literally the Vuvuzela no iPhone meme.
Nothing to fear. Judging from your account balance, you should be thinking extremely clearly.
Yeah, with my $8.46 to my name that I found.
Again, he was just a regular high net worth individual. There was nothing extra physical about him.
Kim, there was light being bent around him.
Now the breeze has subsided. All is still except for
Wait,
the last bits of
was Harry just hallucinating that?
From the coffee pot.
Well, on that note, I think we can call it an evening.
Okay, well, more like an early morning,
No,
but sure.
wait. Can this really be the end? You feel like you've just gotten to the real stuff.
Yes. One of our better discussions lately, on the whole.
Is that it?
What do you mean, is that it? You've done the reading, we talked about it. What more do you expect from a reading group?
I just thought there would be more.
More what?
Something?
It seems like there's something on your mind. Maybe a question you mean to ask?
He probably won't get a better chance. Honestly.
But it's getting late. So maybe pick the most important question.
Ooh. Ooh. I got 2 points. I got 2 points. Those are both going into rhetoric. All right. Come on. Hot dice, hot dice, hot dice, hot dice, hot dice, hot dice, hot dice. Yeah! Fucking critical 12. Hell
very
yeah!
Complicated and incredibly simple. Take a deep breath. Best to go one piece at a time.
Okay. So if the whole theory we're meant to believe is completely unfalsifiable.
The young man waits patiently for you to finish.
And whenever we do try to just devolves into a corrupt farce.
Yes?
Say it.
What's the point?
The young man considers your words for a minute.
Which, you know?
You're witnessing his ironic armor melt before you. This is his true self you're seeing now. There's something going on in there, but his innermost sanctum is still beyond your reach.
The theories Puncher and Watman, not inframaterialists, but theorists nonetheless, say that communism is a secular version of Pericanassian theology, that it replaces faith in the divine with faith in humanity's future.
I like that.
I have to say, I've never entirely understood what they mean, but I think maybe the answer is in there, somewhere.
But what if you don't believe there is a future? Which, I mean, like, that can go one of two ways. That could be like, damn, like, we're cooked, or literally because the Pale is coming.
Then you don't believe in the historic role of the proletariat, which also means you reject the basis of historical materialism.
It means you are not a communist, in other words.
I mean, you gotta believe in the people. What are
Something
you then?
else. I guess you could say we believe it because it's impossible. It's our way of saying we refuse to accept that the world has to remain. Like this.
The young man appears lost inside his own thoughts. A cold wind whips at the canvas. From far below, the sounds of waves smashing themselves against the rocks. You are exposed.
Nihilism is cringe.
Esteban, it's getting pretty late.
You're right. We should clean this up and get going.
He gestures to the matchbox.
Of course, the matchboxes. You'd very nearly forgotten to ask about them. Now may be your last chance.
You were trying to make the tower from Nilsson's journals.
So you really did read all the way to the end?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Uli and I were trying to see whether there was enough plasm between the two of us to hold up a few matchboxes.
Unfortunately, I feel like they were taking it too literally. I feel like it's more metaphor than literal.
Saying it out loud makes him realize how foolish it sounds.
It was just a little informal experiment. No reason to take it too seriously.
We should try it again. All of us.
The young man looks at you a moment, then at his companion.
What could it hurt? All right, let's give it another go.
Okay. Watch it stand up. Watch it stand up. The power of the many voices in my head.
You know what? I'll sit this one out. I don't think you want my skeptical materialism interfering.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Before long, a modest tower begins to rise from the pile of matchboxes. You place every box with the utmost delicacy and precision.
Easy, Uli.
It's holding. It's holding.
I don't see a tower. I just see a pile of matchboxes.
For the moment, the higher the tower goes, the quieter the room seems to become. Aside from the occasional comment, the three of you are completely absorbed by the task.
All right, you go next, Stepan.
We've gotten farther than they got.
The young man pushes back his shirt sleeves, revealing the pale flesh of his forearms.
Is it? He's holding. He's holding.
Yes, this is the closest we've ever gotten.
All right, don't give up
It's
now.
almost exactly as Nielsen's sketch imagined. A physical manifestation of the dialectical
That is a
spiral
cool ass
of
matchbox
history.
tower. That's beautiful.
All right, gendarme, your turn.
You've got this. Theories aside, they're only matchboxes. Even the lieutenant is watching intently now.
The ghost of Mazon, give me strength. Take a deep breath. Hey, buddy boy, how's it going? Back at the setup, like a computer setup. But anyway, welcome to the stream. Oh, come on, come on, come on. We can do it. We can do it. I believe in us. I believe in us. I believe in the power of belief. Oh. Isn't that the perfect fucking metaphor?
Well, it may be that we found the outermost limit of our capabilities under the prevailing regime.
Yeah, you just didn't believe hard enough.
Undoubtedly.
Alternatively, it could be that our own ideological fervor is still insufficient.
Or maybe it's the fact that you're taking this way too literally and it was more about like the overall belief in humanity itself and not actually believing that you can hold a tower up.
Yes,
by
the
magic.
problem is almost certainly your lack of commitment and not, say, gravity.
Kim, you know what? I don't want your skepticism in here, all right? Look, it's one thing. What I said is one thing. You being a negative Nancy is another
Harder
thing.
to believe, but still possible.
Harder to believe that it wasn't gravity.
Either way, that's enough parlor games for one night. Thanks for humoring us.
You're welcome.
We should probably clean up.
Agreed. That wasn't much of a cleanup. They're still scattered all over the floor.
Well, I think we're probably finished here, Detective.
But I want to ask about the pots of ganache.
Yeah, it's hers.
Gouache.
She just sort of moved it all in a few months
I
ago.
don't know how that works. I'm not French.
She said if she's going to make truly radical art, she needs a suitably radical workspace.
And I don't think she could afford rent at an actual studio.
Alright. Do you like her art?
Oh, sure. It's definitely interesting, I would say.
Interesting. Isn't that just Binoclard for I don't have a real opinion?
Yeah. Let it go, though.
I guess you could call her latest stuff a sort of counter-bourgeoisie calligraphy. She's got a real taste for radical slogans.
It's too bad she
I'm
hasn't
really not a fan
developed
of
the
ganache.
theoretical foundation to
I
do
always
truly
find it to be a
radical
little bit
work.
too rich. What's that? A Teams notification. Hold on, I need to make sure that's not important. It is not important. It does not pertain to me at all. Okay, cool, we're good.
I think she'll get there, though. She's still looking for a subject equal to her ambitions.
Now I'm wondering what's the deal with
The
this
deal?
place?
At a fundamental level, I guess you could call it the shattered bones of a dream crushed by capital.
A feeble and hopelessly mixed metaphor.
Yeah.
That's really good, Steban. You should save that for an essay.
No. No, you should.
Thanks, Uli. When the idea is sound, the words just sort of flow.
Yes, now keep developing the idea.
It's a mixed metaphor.
Leave it to the gendarme to enforce bourgeois stylistic values.
Besides,
What a fucking
it's
nerd.
just a first draft.
Alright, fine, let's move
Go
on.
ahead. Wait a minute.
Guess we're off.
If
Oh.
you don't mind, we wanted to get your opinion on something. A few little changes we've been thinking about.
What kind of changes?
Nothing too major, I think. We were talking potentially about relaxing some parts of our admissions process.
Might be wise, but you also might want to be still careful, you know? It probably would help if you didn't make I mean, because like this is for safety. The passphrase is for safety. Changing up the reading list. I feel like changing up the reading list, like, maybe they should just keep it. Oh, hey, Tur, how's it going? Welcome to the stream.
Exactly what I've been saying. On fundamental matters, there can be no compromise.
These are the options that it gave me to change.
I'm not saying we abandon our beliefs.
Like,
I just think it would be better if our group had more than 2 regular attendees.
That is true. Like, actually being able to reach more people would be nice.
All these empty chairs are a little sad, aren't they? There was another thing. We were also debating putting up some posters around town.
Though some of us maintain that advertising is an unacceptably bourgeois tactic.
See, that's not a bad idea, but also you gotta worry about, like, you know, capital coming down on top of you.
That's what makes it so beautiful. The irony is unbeatable. As a noted art cop, you definitely have an opinion on this.
Definitely do. Okay, someone's dabbled in murals himself over a plan. Just had training. Training for what? Like weight training or cardio training? Or but think of it this way: you're appropriating bourgeois methods for revolutionary ends.
Oh,
handball.
I like
yeah.
That. We're dismantling the structures of capital with our own tools.
It does sound pretty cool when you describe it like that.
Plus,
it is.
I've got the perfect place in mind. Put some more coffee on, Uli. We've got a long night ahead of us.
It's already 2 a.m.
We should probably get Cindy in here too. Oh, and Gendarme. One last thing. About that question you asked earlier. It reminded me of a certain poem that you might appreciate.
I don't remember a question I asked him.
Ah, so he has read something besides his books of abstruse theory.
He'd better. That's how you become a more well-rounded person.
It was written by a young communard who was killed on the barricades during the coalition landings. The story goes that he wrote it on the last night of his life, keeping watch from the barricades in the middle of the night. I don't have the whole thing committed to memory, but there's a line in it I think about sometimes.
What's the line?
In dark times, should the stars also go out? Anyway, good night to you.
I got an achievement for that. In dark times, should the stars go out? I really like that thought. Oh, what's that? Construction vest. Now I can get into hard hat areas. Yeah. I want my ball makers to go back. You had 3 matches last weekend, 4 matches, 1 won, lost 3. Well, 1 win is good. That's not a great win to lose ratio, but you know, someone has to win and someone has to lose. Sometimes it just happens. Look at that. Look at how much we've cleared out. Like this one, I just don't have enough money for that and I really don't care. This one, stole the ball, can't do it. This one, I think the quest broke because I tried to it, like it didn't give me, I don't know. This one, I just haven't found the leg pieces yet. I assume I'm going to find them soon enough. Find the murder weapon. I'm sure I'll find that soon enough. I'm working on this, and I'm working on this. We're almost done, I think. But now it's time to go to bed. And now, of course, I did not have enough money to buy the room again for the night, so I'm going to have to go to the shack. But honestly, the shack is cozier because it doesn't have a broken window that lets in all the air. So we're good. Borscht is a soup. Yeah, like the thing is right. I found it, and I talked to the cook in the kitchen, and was like, oh yeah, he's spiking the soup, and then like that was all. Like it didn't lead to anything. It didn't go anywhere. I didn't discover anything new. I don't have any new dialogue options or anything. So it's just like that's it. That's it. The quest is done, I guess. I could always try checking it again, but damn. I can't believe we actually managed to pull off all those 3 things. So let's head back to the fisherman shacks. And it is time to put Harry Dubois to bed.
It's getting cold this late in the night. Time to call it a day.
Good night, Kim.
Good night, officer. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
All right. I'm gonna pop a look in the mirror.
Hangs on the wall.
No, nothing. What about this shade?
On the table, you see a bowl of water.
Oh, that's it. All right, to bed.
The bed is comforting, if a
Alright,
bit
what
run down.
fresh horrors will
Still,
await me at
you've earned
sleep
a rest.
tonight?
The place feels almost like home now, quiet and dignified around you. A new life by the seaside. You're incredibly tired. The darkness and warmth come fast. You're falling asleep.
It's easier this time. Drifting off, your head has found a comfortable indent in the pillow. Your legs and your torso feel like lead weights sinking to the bottom of the sea. Until there's suddenly light.
Sing along in silent communion.
Blackness, blackness, blackness. The ultimate disco. The ruins of your life behind
Like when
you.
they talk to me.
Still smoldering. Ashes rise. But you're not looking.
For now, a little while, you can.
Without words or images.
When the pictograms and the hieroglyphs of the world return, they seem silent
Let's sing
somehow.
4 times with different
The
ages and
alarm
2
rings
months less than the
quietly too.
So-
You're ready.
So they just like shifted out
Ready,
players?
but something is coming.
Oh?
It always is.
Oh, waking up. Okay. The next day. Alright. Day 7. Go. This is the big one. This is the fucking big one. We're gonna go find Ruby today. Oh boy. So that's weird. They're just like swapping people out for different matches to what? Make things like give themselves an advantage or what? That is weird. Alright. First things first, I want to talk to Joyce. Because I don't think I'm gonna be able to talk to her after all this.
What can I help you with?
Yeah, I've been dealing with Everard again. Mr. Everard helped me find my gun.
Stupendous. I didn't think he'd pull through.
Check it out. No, no need to flash my gun around. Let's say I have it now. Thank God.
Thank God. And indeed, Mr. Everard as well. In this investigation, one may have use for a firearm.
Yeah,
You
I
wouldn't
am
want
a
to get
cop.
caught with your pants down.
True. Should I tell her about the takeover? She probably already knows, but let's talk about it. Alright, they had one team with people born in 2011, one in 2010, but on Sunday they had put 2 people forward. So they were putting older people in. I assume those are the ones you lost. So they just like made it harder. That's like decent strategy on their part, but that's kind of fucked up. The fact that they have that many people that they can just swap them out.
A takeover?
Yeah. Oh, shit, she doesn't know. It's not a strike. You're being let in because there's nothing to negotiate. The Union is taking the terminal, which is, of course, what Everard told us. It's not actually a strike. He's actually, he's trying to basically shutter them out to make his own company, which is not necessarily awful, because he wants to run it more like a co-op than anything, but I don't trust Everard for shit.
If they're taking it...
She looked toward a colorful mountain of crate, like toy blocks rising above Martinez.
Green livery, changing into red, blot by blot. Like a cancer of the blood, metastasizing.
Then we're talking about a war. Everard needs to let me into the harbor at once. We need to talk about this.
That's the thing, is they want that.
An insane goal. Cronell has 1,000 men on their payroll. The next batch will be a platoon of 20 men and a gunship. The one after that, 100.
A gunship?
I've seen the Union's forces. They're better organized than these mercenaries. They also have the support of the people of Revachol West.
That's true.
It will take more than Cronell to wipe them out. Wild Pines will need to send more and better equipped men. Make no mistake, ma'am.
Then that's a lot of money and a lot of bodies. It would be better for Wild Pines to just cut their losses.
I am sure you have the money. The question is, how many years and how many lives are you willing to sacrifice?
Because, like, the thing is, right, is Wild Pines is a giant corporation. They lose this harbor, they'll lose some money, but if they instead go to war over it, thousands of people will die. Just because they want to hold on to these workers that they don't even like treat properly, right? Thousands will die over it, and there's still a chance that they lose the harbor. So the wiser choice, the moral choice, the best choice is to just let them have it.
What do you suggest I do?
Is just let them have it. The workers should have the harbor, or you could kill Everard. But I'm thinking about the workers and not Everard. Oh, look at your wrist. It's apocalypse o'clock. Time to commence the gloaming. I wish there was a disco option. Bring in everything you have and wipe them from the face of the earth. Hell no. The bluff, call it, have them open fire and see how long. The workers should have the harbor.
Do you think it's within my authority to give it to them? Do you think I can control the board and the shell-shocked mercenaries they've sent?
I feel like you should try. So what are you gonna do?
What will I do?
She says, looking around.
Her arms fall to her sides. Her spine relaxes.
Did I ever tell you how they discovered this Isola? During our reality lowdown?
You said you would, one day.
It may be the only break we've ever caught as a species. The last one for 400 years. The nations who colonized this Isola called theirs Muindi, the world. It was all they knew, all they thought would be. That there would be something more was a gamble, akin to another world, or life after death. The Pale was thought to be impregnable, perpetual. Irene la Navigateur, the Queen of Suren, sent 8 expeditions, one after the other, into the mass at the edge of the world. 5 of the crews did not return. 2 did, but had lost their minds.
Each of those expeditions would have been led by an admiral. Sounds like a purge. Like she was purging her political rivals.
Sounds political.
There was no precedent for such an undertaking. People thought she was punishing the admirals, or had gone mad, or both.
Probably both.
Until after years of trial and error, and the development of a strict psychological regime imitating the creation process of poetry.
You're in 6th place of 10 teams. That's not bad. Like, it's not great, but that's actually not bad at all. That's better than I probably would have ever done in a team.
Called Volta Doma, or Return from the Sea.
The 8th expedition returned sane and intact. They told of a new continent of matter. They told the Queen and her counselor, Dolores Day, that the Pale had begun to condense, day after day, hour after hour, minute after minute.
Okay. Right, because it was 5 and 2, which was 7, and then there was Vesuor was 4th. 4th is pretty good too. 4th is pretty good too.
Slowly raining down until it formed a vast ocean.
Right.
The air is cold and scented with petrichor. There are rain circles on water all around. Humidity crawls up your back like a piano trill.
Put your hand in the rain.
So does the lieutenant. His mouth is slightly open as he looks to the sky.
Kim, you might want to close your mouth. I don't think you want to catch this rainwater.
The droplets feel warm, like spring rain.
This ocean?
The phenomenon has never again been encountered. For a time, the crew thought they were experiencing a hallucination. The mass hand proclaimed, Lancielinde, Lancielinde, the signal to wake up.
And that's where they...
But they could not. They were sane and conscious, as islands began to appear on the horizon. There are 78,000 uninhabited islands in the Insulindian archipelago, officer. The freckled face of God.
That's a lot!
You've thought it a million times.
After life, death. After death, life. Again. After the world, the Pale. After the Pale, the world again. At the end of the world, there's Pale. Through the Pale, there's more world.
A total shift in human comprehension of reality. On the second day, a great skua was shot down above the flagship Lizarjik. The bird was preserved and brought back, along with pollen.
Comprehension. On the second day, the great skua shot down above the flagship.
4 years later, the Queen's Counselor was proclaimed Her Innocence Dolores Day, the elected world spirit. The age of humanism, internationalism, and parliamentary rule followed. We were high.
Leaving us here.
On Caillou. The pebble. the largest of the fertile, uninhabited islands of the northeast Insulindian archipelago. 4 centuries and 2 revolutions later.
And the Great Skua was the first bird
The
they saw?
first living, autonomous organism. Proof of reality. It's the symbol of Insulinde, Detective. The coat of arms of the suzerain and the wings on the crest of the commune.
I seem to have it in for it. Or it for me. I broke
In
one.
your defense, it is a nasty creature
bird
who
that was
plucks
in the
food
one
from the
house that I
throats of
broke.
lesser birds. Yet much like Revachol,
Or, no.
it is also magnificent.
No, it was a
and
Gart's
rare.
stuffed bird
Imagine
that I
the
broke.
suzerain of seagulls.
Okay. And this was the last break we
The
got?
nations of Mundi proceeded to discover 5 more Isolae. Or they discovered us. All in the rush of the great inter-Islary reconnection. But these others weren't uninhabited. We had to kill people there. Wipe out indigenous populations. Gunboat economies.
You didn't have
Or
to.
they came to do the same for us. Or had done to each other. But here,
Spreads her arm.
there was no one but the Skua, the Liliat Saya, and the Blood Beach, and the River Esperance. It was the new world. The Mondials used it to amass the greatest concentration of wealth mankind has ever seen. Revachol, the suzerain.
Greatest concentration of wealth. What happened?
Revolution, poverty, and the mercurial rise of capitalism.
Yep. Raining.
It is. Soon it will be spring and everything will blossom.
I would like there is something to like the adds to the depression of Martinez, being that it's winter, it's snowy, it's rainy, it's overcast all the time. Like, even in the spring, it's still going to be impoverished and run down and war-torn. But it'd be a little bit prettier.
The gangs will run wild, jacking motor carriages, ferrying amphetamines through Coal City.
Okay, that's not good.
Spring is tough in Revachol.
Never mind. What will
I
you
will
do?
take your advice, Lieutenant Chiefrater. I will surrender Terminal B to the Union.
But I thought that wasn't within your means.
She puts her hand in the rain. She's silent
Dude's
for a
just like,
second.
what do you have me do?
We will see.
Ma'am, this may well unravel property law this side of the river. If that occurs, we may never see the end of this kind of confrontation. The next time there will be 2 strikes, then 4, then 100.
Not necessarily.
What happens will happen.
Takes the end in her rain-slick hand and starts untying the knot.
The age of capital has only begun. I will talk to my employers in person. We will amputate and cauterize Martinez. If you handle the situation on the ground.
We? She generally avoids that term with her employers.
There are no employers. She's a member of the board, probably a partner.
That explains it. That explains everything. You are Wild Pines. There are no employers.
You are the citizens' militia. There are no superiors.
Wait, but I do have superiors.
That's right, Detective. And next time, you should confer with them before you go setting events in motion.
Ah,
Despite
whatever.
his words, he's not really sure whether to be annoyed with you or not. Events are already in motion. Whether your actions accelerated or momentarily retarded their progress, even the lieutenant cannot really say.
I mean, I feel like I potentially just saved a lot of lives. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Welcome back, Damien. At the very least, I saved some lives in the short term. In the long term, who fucking knows? I guess we'll see. Or I guess they'll see. I won't see because the game will end. Alright, even after all this time, I still don't really understand who you are or what your angle
I have
is.
not deceived you. I told you exactly who I was. Rejoice Layton.
You're going now?
Yes, Mr. Clare has a 2-month head start. I can't let it grow any bigger. And I've exhausted all my options from here.
Understood.
Keep the peace, and I will keep my end of the bargain.
How far along is Cronell's investigation?
The confrontation is imminent. They have followed in your footsteps.
Shit.
As your investigation reaches a climax, so does theirs. They are your shadow. Arm yourselves. Armor yourselves.
Okay.
Protect their targets. Violence may be unavoidable, but we can limit the casualties.
When will they make their move? Where?
Soon. I do not know precisely. They
Because
have
the
cut off
mercenaries are
all
still floating
communication, you
around.
see. They know I've been feeding you information.
So we gotta keep an eye out
One
for
last
them.
thing, Lieutenant Dubois.
Mm-hmm.
I've given the matter much thought and come to this conclusion. You're not an amnesiac. You're insane.
Honestly, yeah.
I know, because I too am insane. I just hide my illness better. And I'm rich.
Huh. You're overrated.
I'm overexposed, baby.
She's been
My
through the Pale
travels
a
take
lot.
me through the Pale dozens of times a year. I've got the longing. And I've got it bad.
Do you think, chat, do you think that she also gets the voices?
She would die to return to it. The Pale, the past, anything one can return to.
Huh. Isn't everybody a little insane?
No, Detective. No one's as insane as you.
Damn.
Don't worry, madame. I am very sane.
So how do you keep it together?
The same strict psychological regimen the 8th Admiral developed when he crossed the Pale and discovered this Isola, the Volta do Mar. It's used by inter-Easlary travelers and other troubled souls, even to this day.
You could use a little of it yourself.
Definitely could. All right. Well, goodbye, Rejoice Layton.
Watch out for yourselves. They will strike soon.
Yes, they will. But
The
we'll be ready.
lieutenant watches her boat grow smaller on the bay, its white sails fluttering. You wonder what Everard has to say about
That
this.
is exactly what I was about to say.
Slowly, the sails turn grey-blue as more oxygen gets between you.
All right. So before we go get Ruby, let's go talk to Everard. God, getting to Everard's such a walk. All right, that's Saturday. Nothing new came up on Sunday. Dude, we are just making it through. I did unlock a new thought. What was that? Down here, the Insulindian Miracle. I'm not particularly interested in it. There's so many of these things that I need to like look into. I wonder if I wonder if researching this will help me figure out where that last piece of armor is. For some reason, I have a feeling that Ruby has it. That Ruby has that last piece of armor. The legs. Or the pants. I guess we'll find out when we meet her. But before we go meet her, let's go talk to Everard about what just happened and the fact that I basically just handed in the harbor. Will he do good by it? Who knows? I'm gonna hold out hope because like he doesn't really give a shit about the people. He cares about his people, and his people alone. And maybe it'll end up being good. I'm really annoyed by how much he clearly hates poor people that aren't a part of his thing. You researched it, would recommend. Okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and put a point into it then. That. Let's see what happens. Maybe it will give me the opening into that last section of, or like where that last piece is. 'Cause I would very much like to get all the armor. I think that'd be cool. Finish off that mission. Besides, I feel like talking to Everard is gonna give me a bunch more XP anyway, so I'll get another level up point or skill point. Oh, right in here, this is the light bending super, yeah, like the super rich light bending guy. Look, I'm wealthy. Look at that. Look at all that money I've got. I wonder if he's got anything new for me.
Yes.
Oops, that's not. I went to talk to. Oh, I actually can't talk to him. It won't let me. I can't click on him. All right, never mind. That's the super rich light bending guy, or mega rich light bending guy. That weird visual glitch. Quick save. All right. Oh, Everard. Oh, what's that? Look, something forgotten on the coffee table. No, there's nothing I can click on. The game lied to me. Whatever. What did that light porter say? He just talked about how he would deserve to be rich and people who were poor didn't deserve to be rich because they had a different shitty mindset or something like that. Typical bourgeois billionaire bullshit.
So, the ship has sailed. Did you see it? I know you did. Tell me, what did it look like as it grew smaller and smaller? when that mainsail dropped behind the horizon.
It felt melancholy.
There's a mean little light in his eyes.
Did it look like a germ? Did it look like a piece of bacteria?
Not really.
His jaw is clenched, and his quadruple chin is quivering with hatred. This is decades of hatred speaking right now.
I feel like I made a mistake.
You get a sinking feeling.
Looked like a boat sailing away from the coast. No need to be overly
You
dramatic.
wanted us to relay all this information to her.
Lieutenant cuts
That
in.
this is a takeover? That I want a war? God, I hope you also told her about the drug trade. They absolutely hate getting their hands dirty with that.
Fuck! God, did I fuck up?
You can kill 1 million people, but if you do something the police doesn't like, well, then you're out of the yacht club. Goodbye, you inhuman fuck.
I don't know why you've been so
No,
forthcoming.
Harry. What we have is real. We're working men. This here is real.
So this was your plan all along, for me to relay this information to her.
Harry.
Of course.
I can't see into the future. We are all playing by ear on this planet. I had no idea she'd react so strongly.
But you did want me to do that.
I did. I knew the negotiations would go better with police officers telling her horror stories from inside the harbor. It's scarier this way. Turns out it was a magnificent strategy. I never thought it'd so fundamentally fuck her up.
How do you know she left? I mean, he knows
Harry,
everything.
I bunked her cabin.
Oh.
I bunked her whole boat.
Jesus
I had
Christ.
cameras surveying her boat. Hell, I even wanted to bug
Has he
that
been
thermal cap,
exposing him?
but my
I
boys
convinced her to
advised
leave.
against it.
I convinced her to wash her hands of it. I handed him what he wanted, basically, because I told her about everything he was planning about the war. Like, you should try to prevent a war. Just give him the harbor, and I fucking handed it to him. Which faction does Everett belong to? He is the Union. Like he is the head of the workers' union in Martinez. There's a specific name for the union, I don't remember. So he's the head of the faction of like the Union faction. And I just handed him the harbor to do whatever we want with it.
They must have done it while Joyce was busy questioning the locals.
You've been listening to our conversations all the
Not
time.
me personally. I had guys recording and processing this information for me.
The Hardy Boys?
Hell no.
Oh, thank
They'd
God.
fuck it up. They can't do anything right. I mean my real boys. My special task force boys.
He runs it like a dictator. He's got a fucking Gestapo.
Where are these boys?
They sure as hell aren't hanging out in the open with beers in their hands for the cops to question. They're pros, Mr. Kitsuragi.
You used me.
Harry, you made a conscious decision to relay that information to her. You could have kept it for yourself.
Can I kill him? Can I pull my gun out and shoot him in the fucking face? You used my intellectual curiosity against me, but she told me a beautiful story about the day. So, you used my intellectual curiosity against me.
You? Oh, Harry, I'd like to think I used it for you.
It was interesting. No arguing against that.
What's gonna happen
What
now?
was always going to happen? We take the harbor and she fucks off to Ozon, uncorks a bottle of wine, calls her partners, and says they need to distance themselves from this nasty business before the big shit spinner splashes everyone.
Like, that's not bad.
Only difference is the Union doesn't have to lose 2,000 men to machine gun fire.
Yeah, that's not bad. Like, the thing is like the means to the end, and even the ends are not bad. Like, they're making their own company, presumably to run like a co-op. I just don't trust this man for what he's fucking worth. He's a goddamn weasel. He only cares about himself. He doesn't actually give a shit about the Union. He cares about his own image and himself and whatever the fuck else he can bleed from this world. He is just as bad as the rest of them. He just dresses it up differently. But handing the harbor to the Union doesn't sound too bad. You know, I would have been on board.
Harry, when I need to tell people, I might as well do it myself. That's why I like initiative, and inspiring initiative. It's more natural that way.
And safer too. You never know who you can trust.
You knew something. Something big. And you wanted to see what happens when you tell someone. So you told her. Anyone who's ever been close to power will tell you. Inside information is the sweetest thing in the world.
True.
It's better than money. It's better than pussy. Money only makes you special for some salesmen. Pussy only makes you special for yourself. Information makes you special for all mankind. It's the ticket to history.
I mean, there is a reason why information is considered like the most valuable bit of like the most valuable thing. Because information can be used in so many ways.
Right on, Harry. What you did was participate in history. When history calls, you have to pick up. You had no choice. None of us ever do. A hard disco cop like you, I knew you weren't one to resist temptation.
You know what, Detective? I am going to leave this out of my report, and I suggest you leave it out of yours too.
That's a good idea.
Just look at the three of us. The three careless boyaderos. Good times, good times.
But what the fuck now?
Now we let bygones be bygones because there's work to do. For me and for you. I suppose there was a reason you came here, so let's have it. What can I help my best friend and comrade with today?
Don't ever call me your best friend again. Look, my gun.
My.
Now can I
He's
shoot him
quite
with
the
it?
looker, Harry. You can't imagine how pleased I am the two of you are reunited. Tell me, was it difficult to convince the pigs to give it up?
Not at all.
I knew you could handle it.
Well, I did
know
almost
my
die.
special policeman.
I got lucky because
Anyway,
the gun wasn't loaded.
I'm glad
but,
you're all right and armed
know,
again, Harry. Now,
all's well that
what can
ends well.
Everard Clare do for you?
Hello. Here, buddy. Big boy. The big fluffy man. Is he gonna come? Gonna come over?
looking at me. He's considering. He's thinking. Oh, you're so pretty. Come here. He'll decide if he wants to or not. Alright, I'm gonna leave now, but we might talk to you again later. Except no, we're not, because I'm about to go fire Ruby, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna lock me out of being able to talk to them. So, yeah. That's that business done. I don't feel great about it. I'm glad that the Union is gonna be able to do their thing. Ooh, I should talk to Titus. Hold on. I want to talk to Titus and see what he thinks about this, because we've been in contact a lot. I wonder if I even have a dialogue option for that. Right down the steps. Thank you. Good job. It's such a bother getting back around here. I gotta go up and down. I'll say, for a game like this, the world is so small. It's very, very nice not having to run like for 30 minutes to get to a place or just always use fast travel. I have been using the fast travel a little bit, but it's very nice. Because he's so well, yeah, Titus is great. I've been back and forth on him a lot as like a person. As a character, he's been fantastic from day one. But I think he's like really grown to me as like a person-ish. Because he really is just trying his best as who he is. I got none of the characters. Yeah, exactly. None of the characters are one-dimensional. I mean, except maybe racist lorry guy, but that's just because he's racist lorry guy. But everyone else. That's the guy. That's the smoker guy. Holy shit. That's the smoker from the balcony. I guess that's it. All right. I don't have anything to talk to him about from the thing. Yeah. No. Everard, fantastically written character. I just hate the guy's guts. But like, he is a fantastically written character.
Hi, gendarme.
Hi.
Another rendezvous.
Hi.
Hi. So what brings you here?
Whoa. Here we go. What are you doing here?
Admiring the atmosphere. What about you, officer?
I'm here to kick some ass and solve the case I'm working on.
Here's to you.
Damn it, that didn't give me an addition. Alright, tell me about that muscular type who came to investigate the crime.
Oh yes, let's see. He knocked on my door a few days after the lynching. I think he was going through the entire building, asking questions.
Huh. What did he look like?
Muscular, handsome, strong, like one of those military types.
Uh-oh. That's one of the mercenaries. What'd you tell him?
Nothing. That I didn't see anything.
Did you tell him about your
friend?
Your Sunday friend, the witness.
No, I don't think it came up.
Okay. Was he alone?
Yes, but he was speaking to someone on his earpiece.
100% one of the mercenaries. What was
Just
he saying?
reporting back whatever I was telling him.
All right. Besides muscular, did he have any other identifying traits?
Let me think. He had an accent. He sounded like one of those mercenaries.
Okay.
He sounded vaguely Oranese. No, not vaguely, scratch that. He sounded definitely Oranese.
Thanks for the
Sure.
information.
Anything else on your mind?
I met your Sunday
You
friend.
did? And how did you like him?
I did not like him at all.
Oh, shoot. Why not?
He didn't give me a straight fucking answer.
A visitor from the
Who is
first
he?
world. He's not like you and me, gendarme. He can always return.
Turn?
To his opportunities in Occident,
Oh.
Sur la Clé. Still, his coming and going brings some life to the village. Or is it just money? I don't know.
What are the two of you?
Friends, I told you. Sunday friends. Friends who like to get together from time to time.
What does it mean? A Sunday friend?
That he won't be there when times get tough, I guess.
Oh, so it's like a fair weather friend. Okay. Is that even a friend?
It is. On Sundays.
Only on Tuesdays. All right. What was he? Why was he staying at your place in the middle
He
of
has
the
keys. And he likes the view. To the sea, I mean.
night? Mm-hmm. That's the view he's talking about. All right, I
Hmm?
want to talk about you.
What about me, gendarme?
Do I put a point into composure? Let me run this. If let me run the check. If I fail it, I'll put a point in composure and try again.
It's the sports. He's a sports guy, all about that physical prowess and
Absolutely
athletic
not
skill.
composure.
Nothing else here.
Bye-bye,
Absolutely
gendarme.
not. Let's see if I have anything that bumps up my composure. Okay, physical instrument. I got a lot of physical instrument stuff. A lot of Inland Empire stuff too. That's +1 composure. Oh, I have the fallen top. I should definitely try to buy those trousers from Kuno. Electrochemistry, encyclopedia, perception. Oh shit! I actually swap -1 composure to +1 composure, so I'm actually getting +2 now than what I had. All right. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and put that point into composure. And see where that...
Hi again, gendarme.
There we go, that bumps us up to a 58%.
Could he be a member of the homosexual underground?
There we go. Okay, so yeah, him and the Sunday friend be boning.
Just pointing it out. We're not talking about some kind of cult with members here. You made it up.
Is he, is that guy like, is he gay? Yeah.
The homosexual underground?
Yep. No shit, Sherlock. Yeah, if that wasn't fucking clear. The smoker sits up immediately, his eyes wide with amused surprise. A honeyed smile lingers
Why,
on his
yes, I am, officer. Why? Do you want to investigate?
I want to hear more about it. I'm curious.
Oh, it's a pleasure group. A Sabroso pleasure group congregating in cellars under the cover of night.
That's rad.
Saturday night. Sometimes even Friday night.
Holy shit, even Friday night? Oh, that's a bit too scandalous for me, I gotta say. Like, dude, Saturday night, that's fine. Friday night? Oh, you're skating the line there, bud. What about Thursday night?
Or Thursday night.
Oh, hold on.
Sometimes
That's
the
over the
congregating
line.
doesn't
That's too
even
far,
end.
man.
It carries on into our daily life.
Yeah, so sometimes people are just gay, man. All right, what do you convene? What do you do?
Oh, we're ambitious. We want to destroy the last vestiges of meaning, the last things people in Rebishol have to hold on to, the true symbols of security, the meaning of man and woman, mother and father, their marriage.
Love this. Oh my
Everything
god, I
will be
love
constantly shifting and moving under our rule. The future will belong to a circus of identities just spinning around, surreal and unreal. You won't even know who you are anymore.
Does this have anything to do with disco? That sounds pretty disco.
Yes, we listen to a lot of disco. Some say we engineered disco to spread our vision of a vertiginous, ever-changing society, where all there is a razzle-dazzle of gold We are going to change the family unit with all this
Hell yeah.
razzmatazz and finger dancing. And with mysteries. Of course, the mysteries are also of sexual nature. Very esoteric.
I do like disco. Maybe I should get into it?
You can't just get into it. You have to be born into it. One is either already in the homosexual movement or forever excluded from it.
Okay, but like, what if I can't remember whether I'm in it or not? Like, what if I can't remember anything about my life except from the fact that I like disco?
Beautiful. Beautiful. That's exactly what we're looking for. Who knows? Maybe you were homosexual in the past.
Maybe.
Maybe all of that has been repressed.
He circles his hands around you.
I have to say that you do look like someone who might be part of the underground.
I mean,
You
look
have
at
that
my
very distinctive.
fit.
I
Look
can't
at my
understand
fit.
what's going on here. Look.
Do you think a straight man can get this sort of style going? Nah, he definitely at least bi. Gay awakening. Yeah, Kim, marry me, please. Okay, okay, I have to think about it. This is gonna be like a 20-hour mind project for me. 20 hours at least.
Absolutely wonderful.
It actually.
A man like you can figure out his sexuality in a working day.
Oh, hell yeah.
It won't be 20 hours unless you want to enter the heightened realms of the phantasme erotique afterwards. It may be 20 hours or more, but that would be on your own time.
Okay.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
All right, bye-bye. Damn it. I got 2 more of these that I could unlock. I specifically unlock a thought cabinet just to become gay. Let's do it. Of course, I need to level up again. So whenever I next level up, that point's going into that thought cabinet. All right, what else did I need to do in here? All right, I'd come in here to talk to, Oh, right, I bumped up my composure. I can do that composure check with Renee again. Let's go do that. All right, wait, didn't Renee die? I thought he died. Or was it the other guy that died? I don't remember. Is this Renee? Or the other guy?
Sorry,
Yeah, Renee is
Office.
the one that
Most
died.
Almighty.
Oh.
He's a total bummer now.
Yeah, no. Renee was the other guy. He died a couple days ago, so I can't talk to him anymore. That is interesting. Like, one thing that I really appreciate about this game is that, like, if you miss something, you missed it. It's gone. You don't get, like, the perpetual chance to, like, keep trying to do something. Which means every time you replay the game, you can find something new. But now it is time. It is finally time for us to go after Ruby. We've done everything that would be affected by the point of no return, and I'm ready to see where this shit goes. I'm so excited, and it looks like, based on how long it's been, we're gonna pretty much wrap this up at about the 4-hour mark, so perfect timing for me. All right. I like following the footsteps when I walk there. It's nice. Do this. I'm ready. I got my gun. I got Kim by my side. I got the fit. We can do this. I have literally no idea what's gonna happen though. Watch us get into like a shootout and then I die. We start talking to the dead like in the crime scene sequence. Yeah, but that would require knowing where his corpse is, and I can't find his corpse anywhere, so it's gonna be a little bit hard to talk to the dead like that. Alright, up into here, and let's go. You should take out your flashlight. Thank you. Yes, I should. Wait, put that there. I assume Harry is right-handed. Let's talk to Kim one last time. I don't even think he has anything new to say.
Yes?
He does not. He doesn't have anything new to say. What is that? Oh, that's the doorway. All right, here we go. Right, can't go that way. Gotta go around this way. Let's go to, let's not run. No, let's run. Go. Wait a second. Wait a second. I need to put my armored boots back on.
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain like you've never felt before. Through the static, you hear a woman's voice.
Ruby the Instigator.
It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once. But her words are the only ones you can make out.
That's so cool. It's a sonic weapon.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse.
Says the shadowy figure by the machine.
Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
The voice coming through the whirlwind of pain is not malicious. She doesn't want to hurt you, but she has to. Doesn't wish to hurt you, not according to your ear canals. Wait, no, not even your ear canals. This is going directly into your neural pathways.
Don't cover
That's
them.
an awful
Fuck
decision.
shit.
Why would you not want to shield yourself from it? It's an entirely new type of experience. Way worse than all the previous ones.
I wonder if she's weaponized pale.
Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
Alright, yell through the static. You're under arrest!
Really now? Check this out.
She turns the dial in her hand.
You're overwhelmed with a new surge of violent static. It feels like a blood
Tinnitus
vessel
blast.
exploded in your brain.
Alright, are you gonna kill me too?
No, I'm not going to fucking kill you. If that had been my plan, you'd be dead already. All things considered, I'm being pretty reasonable here. I'm using a pale latitude compressor.
Yep.
You and your partner have been caught in its field.
He's utilizing the
The
pale as a
explosion
weapon.
of static you're hearing. It's the ULAN frequency, blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
Okay. I saw your equations. It's the ULAN frequency. Heal again? I guess I should, huh?
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry, right?
Yep.
I expected as much. I am a bit surprised you knew what you were looking at.
Look, I'm smarter than I look. So it's utilizing radio frequencies to harness the pale and direct it into like a psychic damage.
A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pale, literally crunch the distance across it.
That's cool.
Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
Yep.
Precisely. This is an
Doesn't sound
industrial
like the
strength
pale latitude
parabola.
compressor.
It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world.
Ha!
At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
Some of these are not prime numbers though, so I don't know what the fuck she's talking about there.
This must be how the twins heard the radio in their heads. They must have been standing by when she tested it.
Makes sense. Good thing she's monologuing. Yeah, you caught me monologuing.
She's been holed up in here for a while with no one to talk to. Keep her talking,
Here we go.
and you just might get an opportunity to break loose.
Here we go. All right. How'd you get your hands
I
on
built
this
it
thing?
myself.
She nods towards her torture
And she's
device.
proud of it too, as she ought to be. This is way beyond your abilities.
Damn thing's
That's
impressive.
illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
Very much so.
Way beyond.
He can't do that. It's illegal. As they still do it. Will I stay like this forever?
No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. It's a bit like waking out of a very confusing dream.
Okay, so what's your like end goal here?
3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Kim? Sounds like Kim. Can we just tell you, Robert? No, they can't legally steal from you. Exactly. Alright, have you ever experienced the
I
compressor
stuck
yourself?
my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do.
Yeah, that's true.
Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through.
Okay. That was definitely Kim's voice actor. Sounded exactly like him. She's torturing us with mid-radio songs. No! The worst kind of torture. This is all great, but let's talk about the man who was
let's
killed.
not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it.
Look, I'm not even convinced you're the one that did
So
it.
she thinks of you as hunters, not cops, and of herself merely as prey.
Okay, could you please turn it down so I can ask you
If
something?
you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
This isn't really white noise, it's more like pain noise. Red noise.
3, 6, 1, 8, 9, 2, 8.
Ow.
You're looking for a deal with my mattress.
I am looking for a deal on that. You know, it kind of works like a spirit box.
9, 7, 1.
Turn this.
The lieutenant clutches his head,
God
grimacing.
damn it.
He regards you and Kim with sudden sympathy.
Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
Alright. She steps reluctantly out of the shadows. The pain
The
lessens.
gun she's carrying is a 2-barreled front loader, not like the murder weapon.
Not like the murder weapon, because she didn't fucking do it!
Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much. Just keep her talking, and you'll get through this. There's only 3 meters between you and the machine. If you keep her distracted for long enough,
That sounds like a bad idea.
be careful when you make your move. That'll be it for questions.
Alright.
Bide your time.
Okay. How did you know we were coming?
I heard you in the passages, and I've been preparing for quite a while.
Yeah, by hiding bullets under
So
floorboards?
you found my shack, huh?
I've been living
I'm
in your
not
shack,
surprised.
actually. I've been sleeping there.
Her tone is bitter. She thinks she's been betrayed.
She didn't rat you out, by the way, Isabel, the washerwoman.
So nice. That's one knife I didn't want to find in my back.
Yeah, I kind of forced it out of her.
As opposed to the other knives she's finding there now. Hardy for one.
Why hide the bullet,
This
though?
could have turned out pretty bad for me if you hadn't walked right into 25 bands of ultra-high frequencies.
Not necessarily. I don't believe you did it.
That's her admitting the bullet was an emergency exit.
Did you shoot Lely?
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage
She
the
could be
lynching.
lying, but
though I doubt that makes much of a difference to you.
it absolutely does.
Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No, he wouldn't have broken first.
When I threatened to arrest her, Claudia broke, told me
Oh.
everything.
Well, I guess I always knew she was a survivor above all else. But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me?
That was, Titus told me it took some convincing.
Oh, fuck. Took some convincing my ass. And those guys liked me, I know it. This is what happens to people whom people like.
A dull despair is creeping into her voice.
Maybe I can depress her so much she just gives in.
How the fuck do the rest of you get by?
Alright. Wait, wasn't it you who called me the human can opener? It's not personal. I opened them up.
I did, didn't I? Now you've come for me. Fuck them all the same.
I'm genuinely trying to defend them.
That did make her forgive them. A little.
Alright. I do it by asking questions, and I have some for
Like
you.
what? I already told you I didn't do it.
A strong moral compass. She still wants the opportunity to make a case for herself.
Let's see. I guess we'll just start from the top. Would you say that Lely was a likable person?
I didn't like him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly likable types.
There's nothing more personal that you had against him? Perhaps his way with
You
women?
think I was envious of his conquests?
No, the fact that he very
Pussy's not
much
a problem for
demeaned
me.
them a
And
lot.
definitely not a reason to off someone.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, right? Okay, you don't feel, let's see. Do you feel protective of the union?
Yeah, sure. And I didn't like Wild Pines sending in those foreign hirelings.
Yeah,
Me
I
and a
wouldn't either.
fuck ton of other people around here.
I hate to be the bearer of bad tidings, but I don't think she's perjuring herself.
Well, I mean, she's not exactly under oath, so she wouldn't be perjuring herself either
She didn't
way.
hate him, okay?
All right, I have other questions.
I'm listening.
You have an alibi?
Man, I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to impress that upon you.
Okay. Oh, shit. How long did they say? Was it 10, 15, or half an hour? Was it half an hour?
Like fuck I did. I was in all the time. I went for a leak. 10, 15 minutes max.
Look, no one pisses for 15 minutes.
Look, fuck you, man. I might also have stopped by the bar.
All right, I can
speaketh
believe that.
truth.
Our investigation, wins from the pain, has shown that 15 minutes was just enough time to commit
Wow.
murder.
Now I'm curious. Please, explain.
Play pinball much?
No. Not since I was 14 and hanging out in the only diner in Dardun. Haven't been into low-risk, no-reward games since moving to the city.
See, that would have been an indicator that I know. Does she not know about the back room?
Why?
Huh. There are some pretty mysterious pinball machines and some pretty mysterious rooms in the whirling.
Yeah, and probably some ghosts from the time of the suzerain. I'm not really interested in supernatural mysteries.
Huh. Okay, never mind the mysteries. There is a secret way from the whirling bar to the roof.
Don't know it, but also...
He frowns, studying your face.
Evaluating your competence as a police officer.
The shot couldn't have come from the roof. Or we would have all heard it downstairs.
That's what I've been saying the whole time! That's what I've been saying!
She has a point there. No one
No,
mentioned-
really? Does she?
That didn't go super well. You've got to lay something better on her.
Static is actually grading. The static's less. Has it? Oh god, I wonder if the game's doing the bug, or one OBS is doing the bug thing. Here, I'll turn the game volume down a little bit. There we go. All right. You have a gun.
And?
Where'd you get it?
The gun store.
What gun store?
Trigger Happy Jacks.
Well, that sounds about right. Really?
What did you
Trigger
think?
Happy
That
Jack?
I'm going to squeal on my gun supplier? Sorry, I'm not that kind of gal.
That's fair. I see it's a front loader. Do you have another gun somewhere?
Sure don't.
A breech loader?
No.
This is such a wipeout.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Look at this. Look at all this vindication. I knew she didn't do it. All right. I can't quite tell what kind of gun it is.
A
Probably just sensitive
Nachtway
ears.
80
Okay.
front loader. 2-barreled. Not really what you were looking for, I'm guessing.
Not at all.
That isn't it.
Do you collect guns? Maybe old rifles?
No, they're not practical. Break too often.
Yeah, it's fair.
Doubt creeps over you. She sounds so sure of everything. So not guilty.
This is what I've been saying since the beginning. This is what I've been saying since the beginning. There's other evidence I
Yeah,
want to ask you about.
Evidence.
All right, you liked
I
Klaasja.
considered her a good friend, yeah.
Are you a girl like her?
What the hell, man? Yeah, why not? I've gotten worse.
10 minutes ago, I asked a man if he's part of the homosexual underground. And then I come in here like, are you a girl like her?
Her hand slipped from the dial of the compressor for a moment, almost turning it down. Then she put her hand back. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
But you wanted to be more than friends.
Oh, so that's where you were going with this.
Do you like her? Do you like girls, or do you just like girls? She said you wanted to run away with
That's
her.
a very sentimental way of putting it. We both had pasts we didn't want to catch up with us, and we enjoyed listening to music together. Why not go on a road trip?
Road trips can be fun.
The lieutenant watches her expectantly, occasionally shaking from the pain.
Okay, fine. I was into her. Klaasja was into me too for a time, I know it. We even fooled around once. And yeah, after that I thought maybe we could make a go of it.
So you are a girl like her.
Klaasja only said they maybe kissed. Someone is lying here.
That is true.
If that's what she wants on the record, so be it. I'm not about to go into details for you to jerk off to later.
Whatever.
Seriously, just move on.
But I do want details, actually. Cringe from the head-splitting torment. Yeah, we're just gonna...
She
girl
rejected
doer.
me with
She's a
some
girl
wishy-washy
doer.
bullshit about how she was confused because she felt so close to me. and valued my friendship so much, and how guilty she felt for leaving me on.
That's
I
such
knew
a
that
weak,
wasn't the whole
cowardly
story,
way to do it.
but thought, fine, I'll take it and move on.
No ill will there. It wasn't a problem for her.
Alright, I'm not going to ask about peeping because it's pretty clear that she was not in the secret room in the back thing. Alright, Claudia said you got very angry when she started seeing Lely.
Yeah,
Render.
one time when we'd both been drinking, I said some heated things about how dangerous her patterns with men were.
Oh yeah, drinking will do that to you.
I was a little worried she'd blow it out of proportion in her head. All the drugs she was doing can make you feel like you're living in a DeLorean tragedy.
By the way, DeLorean tragedies are still held in
Like a
high
Shakespearean
regard for
tragedy?
innovation in language and motifs. They are also known for overwrought emotions leading to catastrophic outcomes.
And despite everything, you helped her by staging the lynching.
Yeah, the girl seemed terrified. The merc was beyond caring what happened to his mortal coil. It was a no-brainer.
You get it? Because he got shot in the brain. There are other things
Go
I'll ask
ahead.
about. Oh, Kim's dying. Alright, do you like to hang out on rooftops?
Who doesn't? Oh, you probably mean Claudia's rooftop. Sure, I've hung out there.
All
She's got this great antenna.
See, this is trying to lead into were you on the roof and pulled the trigger, even though it is painfully obvious that she didn't and nobody did shoot from the roof because we would have heard the shot.
The view's pretty bomb too. But you might say the antenna was the main attraction there, yeah. Along with Claudia.
Wait, what's so great about her antenna?
It's very powerful.
Imagine if Kim just
I
ragdoll. He
used it
just
to
falls
tune into
over in a
RCM
full
frequencies.
ragdoll.
That's how I knew to be
That'd be
prepared
hilarious.
for your arrival.
Okay.
Come in.
So you're sure you didn't shoot the merc from the roof? Obviously not.
Yes, I'm sure. And anyway, as I said before, the shot had to have come from afar.
Just like I've been saying. Did you leave any flowers for Claudia on the
No.
roof?
Gifts of flowers and candy aren't really my style.
These weren't just flowers, though. They were symbols of revolution.
So now I'm leaving revolutionary symbols around? Come on.
Yeah, she really doesn't seem like the type. Claudia was
I
mourning.
never did understand why, when someone dies, a hothouse's worth of flowers has to die too.
So you didn't leave the
No,
Mavens.
I did not.
Obviously. This one, though, she is running drugs for the Union.
So, Heart of Gold Tommy fucked me over too. Never trust a musician.
Actually, he didn't.
That really comes as a blow to her.
He actually
Maybe
didn't.
twist the knife, just in case.
Yeah, he didn't. I
Make
found
her
my
more
woe.
desperate.
No, I found my own way in.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
You got into my lorry on your own. What now? You're going to arrest me for drug trafficking?
Not really, I don't care.
Beneath it, she's relieved Tommy didn't betray her.
Okay, you had to fight Angela instead of kill the merc. Not really, but I'd rather say that than that one.
Man, it's to get away from all that murderous shit that I left Jamrock, my previous employer,
Kind of
for
about
the
the
Union.
DLC, is the voices that sound like came from other voice actors. So your mind playing their voices over someone else's because you lack memory, mostly for radio use. Oh, that's really interesting. I like that a lot. I like Pale. That I really like that because there has been a lot of familiar voices in there. The lieutenant is unable to articulate his question, and that seems like the sort of thing. Because like this is the kind of game where everything has meaning. Like the fact that they specifically used Kim's voice actor there, it's got to be important. And
She
I actually really
deliberately
like that
avoided
idea.
naming the mob she worked for. You might be able to find this out later.
Okay.
I got lucky being a dispatcher. Never had to do any of the really dirty work myself. This gun has only been used for self-defense against serious scum.
He turns the knob down just a millimeter.
There. It's going to be easier to reach the machine now.
There we go. But you're threatening us with
Based
it.
on what I've heard about you, you are serious scum.
Oh shit.
There's a sinister note in her voice. Even with the gun and the compressor, she's afraid of you.
Holy shit. Okay. All right. Let's take a step back.
Yeah? Where?
More questions before doing anything.
Do you know who killed the man?
How should I know? As
Damn
I
it.
keep saying, He already had a bullet in his head when I got to him, and there hasn't been any useful gossip over the radio.
Like, it is supposed to be Shivers that shows up because it's that voice?
Those rings around her eyes, her tired voice. She's been staying up late, listening in on the conversations crisscrossing Martinez.
Interesting. So nobody knows.
Police radio? You've been following the case?
I mean, that's wise.
Who hasn't? You know, I can still see him there, in Claus's room, lying on his side.
I mean, he's not there anymore.
He was still warm, but the bluish light coming through the broken window made him look as though he'd been dead for a good long while.
Claudia didn't want to turn the lamp on. She was afraid of another shot.
Okay. But nobody knows. Nobody knows who did it. All right, what happened Sunday morning or Sunday night? Yeah, tell me your side of the story.
Your sincerity.
It's okay. We just want to.
Little Ronnie was trying to connect you, maybe. I mean, I like these ideas. I like these theories. Who knows how real they are? I like them. So
all right,
I'm cool
don't
with that.
kill yourself over it. I was shooting the shit with Hardy and the boys over a few beers, like always. Then Klasia comes in, all pale and shuddering.
Pale? Pale? No.
She sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves. So I grab a seat next to her.
What did she say?
She asked me to come upstairs. The merc she'd been going with was lying on the bedroom floor, dead. I knew she couldn't get the authorities involved, so yeah.
You made it look like he'd been hanged.
Plus found it weird that you came up with a plan so quickly.
No. Faking a lynching was her idea.
What?
She looks shaken. She wasn't surprised to be ratted out, but framed.
What? Her idea?
In cold blood. It really surprised me how quickly she was able to get a hold of herself once we got up there. It was like she was another person. The party girl was gone.
You know what? That makes sense. That actually makes sense. She was a goddamn corporate spy for years. I guarantee you, this is not the first time that she's had somebody die near her. And she's had to clean up a body. She's probably had to do that a lot. She's a fucking corporate spy. Of course, how did I not think of that? That fucking makes way more sense. Oh, damn it. Like, I genuinely believe that she's trying to move on and just survive, but I should have put that together, damn it.
She asked me to help her drag him into the shower so she could wind the shower head around
Why'd
his
she
neck
lie to me about
to
that,
fake
though?
lividity. Then she dressed him while I went to get the Hardy Boys.
Like, she, like, almost, unless Ruby's lying, but, like, the thing is right now, I feel it, Ruby doesn't have a reason to lie. Maybe. I don't know. Like, the best interest in her is to, like, she's got us trapped, right? She has us completely trapped as far as she's concerned. We're held down by the Pale Amplifier. She's got a gun trained on us. Why would she lie to us right now? She has all the power as far as she can tell. So, like, why was Klasia lying to us about all this shit?
She lied to you about that, too.
The shower head.
Yeah. I wasn't sure whether to admire her or be disturbed.
Did she kill him? Because he would have had that same type of weapon, and we still don't know where his gun went.
As I keep telling you cops,
oh,
we
right,
didn't
yeah,
hear
we wouldn't have
downstairs.
heard. They would have heard the gunshot.
No gunshot,
Duh.
nothing.
Yeah. The whole reason of my basis of the fact that it wasn't Ruby, that applies to that too.
Even if this is true, weren't you worried this lynching might lead to
war? The thought crossed my mind, but the mercenary's death was going to have repercussions either way.
True.
Although the way things are going,
she doesn't want to talk about this, but not because she has something to hide. She doesn't want the guilt.
Fuck it. I'm not responsible for these people after what they did to me.
But if you didn't kill him, why hide?
I saw you roll into town. I wasn't about to stick around for questioning by a goddamn La Puta Madre agent.
La Puta Madre?
So this is what she was scared to tell Titus. This cop, A fear fills you. A bad kind of fear. Of yourself.
What does that mean?
Yes, you. Everyone says you're his peon, his human can opener.
Who?
Through the sudden sharp pain in your head, you hear the lieutenant mumble something to himself. Fucking hell. And why me? You hear through the white noise.
Who?
It's especially bad suddenly. Felt like a vein exploded.
Who is this? Even if Flossie didn't kill him, she'd still know how to cover her own ass and how to switch her post on it. Yeah, exactly. Alright, who is everyone? How do you know this? What is this?
The cops? The criminals? Why do you think I'm holed up in here with a goddamn death ray waiting for you?
If she knows that about you, she must know your real name too.
Then what's my name?
Harry Dubois.
That is my name, okay,
One
for sure.
corrupt motherfucker with the disco pants and a funny tie. Agent to la puta madre.
Holy shit.
So she knows your name. That doesn't mean you're on the take. Criminals make up bogeyman stories about cops all the time.
That's true,
all of this
but...
just means that you're effective. Criminals know you and are scared of you. I don't know. Sounds pretty convincing to me.
Who is this La Puta Madre?
Is that a joke or a threat? I'm guessing both.
No, that's a real question. I'm sorry. I know I'm supposed to know all about this, but I lost my memory
yeah,
recently.
Sure.
No, I did. Fuck.
I'm sure La Puta Madre himself will explain it all to you soon enough.
Oh, God. Okay, what'd you do to this Madre anyway?
You've been to my lorry. You think the biggest player in Jamrock appreciates competition? And now I have Harry Can Opener in my lair. Fucking Titus.
Whore mother? That's what that means? I don't know Spanish.
She's not going to change her mind that
shit,
easily.
Dude.
She still perceives you as a threat.
He's basically a fucking cartel agent.
Wait, one thing. Possibly small, but she said you rolled into town. Was that you singular or plural? She might know something.
When I came into town, was there anyone with me?
Yeah, you had your death squad with you. What happened to them anyway?
Oh, what now? Was I one of the mercenaries? No, because he came in after, because the mercenaries already came in. The one got killed, and then Harry came in afterward. Who was in this squad?
Well, it wasn't this scrawny dude. You had two guys and a lady. The guys looked pretty buff. Lady wasn't bad either.
Wait a second. The guy, the homosexual underground guy, he told us that some muscular person was asking around about what was going on with the stuff. And I assumed it was one of the mercenaries. But no, it was one of Harry's death squad. What else can you tell me?
One of the guys seemed chipper, a blonde. The other had a brooding something or other about him. And the woman was the only one in uniform. All were carrying.
The two cops in the whirling in rags that I couldn't figure out who they were because I couldn't pass the fucking checks. Those two are the part of his death squad. If I had been able to pass those fucking checks, I would have figured this out so long ago.
That sound about right?
No idea who these people are, literally.
No, that doesn't ring any bells.
Well, this has been a great talk, really. But I think I'm going to hit the road
I guess
now.
Harry's just like the leader of this fucking cartel death
She
squad.
means it. You better make your move soon.
Do you know about the bunker next door? I do have a 92% to destroy the machine. Okay, do you know about the bunker?
What bunker?
The bunker, like right down over here.
Don't know anything about it.
Okay,
No
I
one's
didn't
been
think
around since I set up camp. But I'm sure I'm not the first vagabond to...
Her voice trails off into a white noise in your head. It feels like an aneurysm approaching. Oh, god damn it.
Keep calm. Breathe
Okay.
in.
There we go.
Receipts is a little clearer.
There we go. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it.
You did it. The compressor lies broken on its side. It's quiet in your head again. It still hurts like hell, but...
All right. I don't believe she did it. I don't want to arrest her. I don't have any reason to arrest her. But if I do either of these, she's just gonna fucking shoot me.
She looks at the machine, assessing the damage. Her hand trembles.
Oh, fuck it.
Wait, no. Hold on. No, put the gun down. Put the gun down.
She's truly desperate. She thinks she has no other options. You need to give her options. You know.
Okay. Maybe I can still talk her out of it.
This is how you talk her out of it. It's the only scenario in which she lives.
Please just walk away.
She stares at you, frozen, the gun still in her mouth, eyes filled with dark intensity. Then something shifts in her. Gratitude, doubt. She's still ready to go. Her neck and shoulders relax, and her grip on the gun loosens.
Okay. You don't have to do this. You're not cornered. I'm letting you
Day
go.
of miracles.
Because you didn't do it.
I'll
She
take
didn't do it.
She runs past you, then past the lieutenant, and disappears into the darkness of the tunnel.
Good call.
Exactly.
I would have done the same, had I not been incapacitated.
I think she didn't do it.
Her tent. We should check it out.
Oh my god. Holy shit, that was so fucking tense. Okay, I didn't bring the game volume back up. There we go. Oh my god, that was so tense. What a set of revelations. Oh my god. Alright, let's look around. Cooking utensils. She prepared herself porridge with bananas. And then there's something over here. Dark water trails into the distance. There is no way out. Can I look at the... No, I can't look at that. Alright. Ooh, these are all... Oh, look at that. Some Dramamine. Hey, look at that. A free health item. How convenient. Alright.
The plain red tent stands by dispassionately. It was pitched by practiced hands. She's used to camping out.
Look inside.
The tent looks old, but well maintained. In the darkness of the tent, a rolled up sleeping bag, cooking utensils, some books, and a kerosene lamp. It reeks of cigarettes.
Actually a bit nauseous. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, the ruby set piece, dude, that was fantastic. Holy shit, that was awesome. You got the ending where she pulls the trigger. I did not expect her to turn it on herself. I thought she was gonna shoot me, and I was so terrified because I'm like, I have 1 hit point left and I don't have any healing items. If I fail the check, I have to redo all of this shit. But then she turned it on herself, and I'm like, oh, that's even worse. All right, shine your flashlight.
Assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor carriage lies buried in the snow on one cover. On another, a ghost airship. You also see a collection of radio enthusiast magazines.
See anything?
Lieutenant peeks in over your shoulder. Sift through the magazine.
Rager Monthly, Journal of Material Science. More Technological Digest. One of the magazines doesn't have images on the cover. It's not a magazine, it's a leather notebook. You pocket the worn brown leather journal. A trusted friend left behind.
We should read this immediately, like right now.
Agreed. Hard agree on that. All right, Ruby's journal.
The cover is worn like someone used to carry it around.
Watch this reveal that she lied about everything right there and that she did actually kill him and all that, and I just let her go.
It's made of full grain leather. The lower left corner of the back cover sports an embossed brand name. Schneller.
Schneller.
Schneller is a stationery brand from Gottwald, beloved among architects and engineers.
Okay.
She's got good taste and must have taken whatever she recorded here seriously.
Let's find out what she
The
recorded.
journal falls open. About 2/3 of its ruled pages have been filled.
Let's study
The large
handwriting.
cursive of someone who writes quickly and confidently, perhaps too confidently. Many phrases and even paragraphs have been crossed out, with tiny corrections scrawled above and in the margins.
Flip through the pages.
It's a mix
You're
of
gonna check in with,
logistical
oh, yeah,
notes,
absolutely gonna check in with
diagrams,
Klasia.
and personal
I'm gonna check in with
reflections,
absolutely
all
everybody I
dated.
can.
It's good she left in a hurry. We could learn a lot from this.
Okay. What kinds of logistics?
Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in code. Looks like contact information, quantities, directions.
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my station who's good with codes. I can give this to her after we finish this.
Three people killed. 216 cases solved. I feel like he's probably killed more than 3 people. Just only 3 people in relation to cases. So is he like moonlighting as a goddamn muscle man for a cartel or something? I guess we'll find out. What are the diagrams
Esoteric
of?
radio technology. The most recent ones probably pertain to the latitude compressor, sketches, calculations of distance and density. You make out a familiar spiral shape.
Oh, spiral? It's not a loop, it's a spiral. Anything personal?
Short, wry observations of people and places. Probably a way to pass the time on the road. Also, what appears to be attempts to sort through some difficult decisions. There are a few passages with many questions in them.
Okay. Checking with Klasia would make sense if she, oh yeah, if she's even there anymore. I need to check with like everyone and everything around, because like this has been like a significant shift in the world. I need to go talk to Klasia. I need to go talk to the 2 cops in the Whirling in Rags, and I need to try my damnedest to do that check that I keep failing, so I can actually figure out what the fuck those 2 are doing there, and then hopefully get some more information.
The way some of those question marks trail
And then I
off
wanna, like,
into
talk to everyone else,
ellipses,
too.
she was going through a tough time.
Okay, how far back do the entries go?
The first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know my position is precarious. All I can do is make myself as useful as I can while looking for a way out. Remember, no one is indispensable.
Okay. What did she write the day Lely died?
Nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though, well, that's bound to come back and bite me in the ass. I'm bad at this. Loyal to a fault. But that's another matter entirely. She is referring to betraying her previous employer. Does this suggest she did it in self-defense?
Okay. Anything about La Puta
That
Madre?
name isn't mentioned as far as you can tell.
Alright.
Small wonder. Would you talk about La Puta Madre in your journal?
That's
you
true.
do see an M, though. La Puta Madre. M is mentioned on March 9th and March 15th.
So March 4th is the day that Lely died. March 5th is when that was the same time. It was the same day. So then, it's 7th. Okay, so these are, okay.
Great. M's peon is coming to town. No doubt to
Oh,
investigate
right.
the lynching.
That body was hanging
But
up there for a
also,
good couple
I
weeks
feel it
before
in my
Klasia
gut
called.
to finally put a bullet in my head while I'm napping in my lorry or on a smoke break. Well, I won't stick around just to twist my own neck by constantly looking over my shoulder.
Okay.
Then again, isn't that what I've been doing ever since I got the call? The call? Did M call her personally? Why? Were you supposed to find her, even apart from the investigation then? On M's request? No, you wouldn't do something like this. This must be a mistake. You didn't follow through. You should have shot her in the head.
No, I shouldn't have. I would never kill people for a mob boss.
The thought steadies your nerves. The
I
journal
mean, I
stops
wouldn't.
shaking.
Apparently,
in your
Harry
hand.
would have. Read the entry from March 12th.
Been holed up here for 3 days now. I'm used to being alone and all, but I don't know when I'll be able to leave, or if I'll be ratted out. They will rat me out, of course. I've made it a point to believe in the best in people, the boys, for example. But experience tells me, did M feel truly betrayed by me? I was feeling threatened. He'd have to know if he threatened people, they'd take measures to protect themselves. Even I know that. Economic measures, first of all. Gotta make a living, right? I can still hear his voice in the receiver. Taste the plastic. The entry ends abruptly.
What's the most recent entry?
The most recent entry is from today. It reads, even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run. Not really my idea of the open road. Man, I was really looking forward to winning.
So Ruby worked for him too. It sounds like,
It looks like she might have been framed.
Framed. Oh, this is where I can ask. Because Kim said, fuck, why me? While we were, right after that revelation. Does he know?
No, I don't think you are. Ask someone in your precinct if you want to be sure.
He truly does not believe you are. Perhaps he shouldn't be so trusting.
Maybe not. So if she didn't do it, then maybe it's good that we
I
didn't
wouldn't go
catch
so
her.
far as to say that. We have other reasons to arrest her. Besides,
I suppose.
I'm not sure her life as a fugitive is going to be much better than we does. Especially if she has problems with the Madre.
Then who do you think killed the merc?
Classio was the one who pointed the finger at Ruby. Perhaps she was trying to steer us away from herself, or...
No one heard the shot.
Maybe she had an accomplice. Either way,
that is always
we need
possible.
to keep an eye
That
on
is
her.
always possible.
One thing is for certain. We have business back in the whirling and rags. Questions to ask.
Yep.
We should get to it.
Okay, we picked up more tasks. Okay, but that is all for today. With that, another massive fucking bombshell. And also, I said that when we got to Ruby, that was going to be the end of the thing. Also, we hit the 4-hour mark, roughly. So, that is going to be it for the day. Holy shit. What, like, it is what? This game is fucking insane. Actually fucking insane. So, we will be back, Saturday at noon. Not with this. We're not going to be back with Disco Elysium on Saturday, because Saturday, the 8th, is the 1-year anniversary of Helldivers 2. And there's definitely going to be something big happening then, so we're going to be playing Helldivers 2 on Saturday. Then we'll be back with this on Monday. So Monday, we'll be back with Disco Elysium. I don't know. For those of you who have played this game, roughly how much longer do I have left? Because I want to figure out, because when I get to the point where I'm like going to the end of the game, I want to be able to like title the stream appropriately to be the finale. So like for those of you who have played this, about how long? Like how long am I till the end? Like kind of like general hour wise. Because I feel like I've taken a little bit longer to get through this than I thought that I would be able to. It depends, but not too much further. Like ballpark, like ballpark hour wise, like anywhere from like 1 to 8 hours, like 1 to 10 hours, really, like 2 to 10 hours. Because I want to decide like about how long I should try to make the finale stream. If I should just like try to go for like a 6-hour thing, or if it should be split up into 3 streams. Because I feel like we're hitting the climax and then we've got about 8 hours left. But I want to kind of get a closer thing. Say one more stream depending on if you were digging your heels in or not. Oh shit. So there's a possibility that Monday could be the finale. One long stream, so 4 hours. Maybe we will just do that. Maybe we'll just go for maybe just Monday we'll lock in and finish the game. Okay. Well, let's plan for that. Yeah. So Monday we'll lock in and we'll finish the game. So okay. So Saturday we're gonna play Helldivers. We won't be doing Disco, but it'll be the same time. And then Monday at noon we're gonna lock in. We're gonna finish the game, and it's gonna be a fucking riot. So, all I can say is, oh boy, here we go. All you can say is it's gonna be a wild ride. Ooh, what's in this? Money! Wow, I got $8. $8 ruse. Hooray. She had $8 stuck in there. Sunrise Parabellum. That's the name of my gun! That's what he said the name of the gun was. Equip this when times are most dire. That's not, I don't know about that. Alright, but yeah. That's gonna be it for me, everyone. Thank you for watching. This has been a fantastic stream. Fucking yet again, this game kicks ass. It's so great. I'm so excited to do my subsequent playthroughs. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your night. And make sure you take care of yourselves, and I will see you.